Woo.
Alright, as soon as Scuba's live, I'm gonna talk about how much cocaine I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like,
Tres
immediately...
cocaines.
I'm going to immediately fucking, grab my bong
Cocaine.
and take the fattest rip you ever.
Just fucking peak the
Just
audio,
straight.
peak your mic with just.
Big rips and Amish.
You know what? Maybe taking a day's break from doing Glassway means that the overloads won't bug out so much.
Maybe it means the overloads forgot about you.
It's very interesting to, like, have friends that are essentially a whole generation younger than me, you know, in today's terms of generation, and yet we all have the same hobbies.
I don't even know what a generation is anymore.
Like, normally a generation is like 20 years, but...
Yeah,
20 years.
so one is the Sinnoh region.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But just, like, over time, it's, like, it's been shortened, I think some people would consider, like, 10 years.
There's no use in quantifying the help you
It
give.
really depends. I hate
Yeah.
that line.
Any amount is enough.
Like all of you are, like, close to my nephew's age.
Damn.
21.
21?
Yeah, I'm 23.
So, like, yeah, so, like, y'all have grown up in a completely different world.
I'm grown up in a worse one.
For the first 10 years of my life. Such that I think there is, like, a bit of a generational gap, not in, like, a negative way, just in, like, that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. All this to say, I appreciate having friends of, like, a wide variety.
Yeah, it's neat.
Exposure and perspective.
One of the cons of speedrunning.
You get all the young'uns.
I don't mind feeling old. Feeling old is fine. My knees remind me of that on a daily basis.
We got old people in here.
Calling out the next GDQ.
My back
Literally crumbling. According to chat, you are literally crumbling, Muncha.
Yep, after 30, that's just what happens.
Yeah.
You start falling apart.
Yeah,
right. I gotta switch this over
you
to striking
grow
light.
until you stop growing, and then you just...
You start dying.
Yeah, you start smalling.
Listen, there are two things you can do in life. You either grow or you die, and you're always doing one of them.
Yep.
What even... Seeking Wills... Fucking...
Or both of them.
Oh, good, I was turned around.
I like Seeking Wells and GMs because, like...
Who's
firepower...
Okay, the driving through it didn't work.
Well, you gotta boost more often.
I was boosting that entire time!
Boost!
You go faster and you boost again while you're boosting. It gives you a momentary boost.
Skeleton.
And you also have to do it, like, immediately. You have zero time to wait.
Quote, I should watch myself. Even at only 18, my skeleton plays a whole symphony every time I get up or sit down.
I feel that.
Mood.
Alright. Set back
just
up.
Stood up. Multiple vertebrae and both of my knees crack.
I get to watch two friends do solo GM tonight. I'm eating well.
I'm only 23. This is probably not healthy.
Let's see, at 23, what was I doing?
Smoking weed and fucking bitches.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Nice. 3 cheers for Muncha.
3 cheers for Muncha for smoking weed and fucking bitches.
Fucking them California girls.
They're undeniable.
You smoking bitches? Did you
fucking weed?
I spent... Yes, I worked as a hitman.
Or Elizabeth. Whatever works.
Why is this weed extra sticky?
You gotta do some stuff to get by in college.
Why does this weed smell like C4?
Despite our best efforts,
I was gonna say, why does it smell
Chloroform?
like
Smell like
stinky
chloroform?
points?
destroying it loses us a vital link to
Hey,
the
does this
race.
rag smell like
A
chloroform?
story for another time, perhaps. For now,
Story for another time,
we need to
perhaps.
focus on stopping any further
Of him
incursions
smoking
from the portal.
bitches.
Ew, I have thruster on.
Quantify
Yucky.
it.
Get.
You don't need to quantify the amount of chloroform you have.
I forgot
I
that
do have a fun
this.
story related to weed, not about smoking it, just about like this actually happened at work.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Yeah, I worked at a car auction, for reference at the time. I'm not gonna say which one, but
Probably a good idea.
So basically, part of my job was walking around with like a handheld field computer and entering in vehicle data, and so I'm just there with some coworkers. We're all like, there's 3 of us doing this work, and then one of our coworkers like went on break. There's just 2 of us there. We start going through the car and everything, and like most of them are pretty clean because like a group just came in from wherever they were coming in from. My coworker comes up to me after we go through a few of the cars. They went to the car ahead of me, and they come back. They're like, Cameron, here, look at this. I'm like, what? What do you need me to look through? I'm looking through the car. I'm like, the car is immaculate. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't smell weird. Like, what do you want me to find? She's like, look in the back and look at the cup holder. I'm like, I look in the cup holder and I'm like, huh? That's a ½ ounce of marijuana in a little plastic baggie.
Oh my god.
Where'd that come from?
Yeah,
How
I'm
do
like,
you
where did-
lose a ½ ounce?
Like, how do you not notice? Like, that's my question. Like, someone
Yeah.
drove this car to the place to drop it off, and like this wasn't like old. This was like someone just bought it like recently or something, and I'm just like,
Going
I don't
away
know
for the
what to do
weekend.
here.
Here's my car. Here's my weed.
Here's the car, here's the keys, here's the weed.
Here's like,
Make
God.
sure all of these are in the same condition, including the weed, including the weed.
weed.
Definitely the weed.
The starving minimum wage worker in me was like, I should sell this, and then the other part of me that didn't want to like risk being federally prosecuted was like, I will alert management. I got on my radio. I'm like,
What is
Hey,
more
Don.
important, me eating now or me affording a lawyer?
Hey Don, we
manager's
got a
name was Don.
weed.
We referred to him as the Don sometimes because he acted like that. Very short, angry man sometimes. Very broken man. Anyway, I get on my radio. I'm just like, hey Don, can you get some gloves and come meet me and coworker in in this location? Like, yeah, why? What's going on? I'm like, I'd rather not say over the radio. Can you just trust me that this is important? Like, all right. So, they come out and they're like, what's the problem? And we just like point, into the car, and he's like, huh? You don't see that every day. I'm like, nope, not around here.
That's
No.
fucking awesome.
There was another time where it was raining, so we had to do our work like in like a covered area, because people like to take pictures of cars and stuff. So this one car comes in from a lot, and this was clearly one that like someone was just trying to get rid of, like they really didn't care what happened to it. And this car had clearly been used by someone who either did not care or like was using it as like to transport drugs, because this thing like was filled with old plant matter. It reeked of the stuff, and like
Holy
none of my coworkers
Plant
could
matter.
get near it and sit in it. Like I didn't know how else to describe this to everybody on the radio. Like I got on the radio and
Oh,
told the
God
sales
damn it.
team, I'm like, hey, this car is full of
Plant
plant
matter.
matter, and it has some erroneous smells. I don't think anyone's gonna buy this. I don't really recommend selling this. And the sales rep came out. They opened the door to what the area I'm working in. They're like a good 7 feet away from me, and they opened the door and immediately they were just like, "Oh my god, how are you sitting in that car?" I'm like,
Don't worry about it.
I'm like,
Okay,
look,
I blew myself up.
Tim,
yeah,
I saw that.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's learning the hard way right now that just like I did, you can't throw your storm grenades when you're against anything.
Yeah.
A
Yes.
wall or anything.
Especially ceilings. They will hit it.
And ceilings.
Well, look, it's not my fault that I can't bind an underhanded grenade button.
We're here, stranger.
That'd be funny.
know,
if you would throw
sometimes-
grenades, like Skyward Sword style.
You can call me
Yeah, sometimes I wouldn't mind being able to bowl my grenade.
whatever works.
I want to be able to bowl my grenade. Holy shit.
Oh,
Good.
it's not even bowl, it's literally just, I needed to throw it
What's
underhand.
our plan?
No,
I guess
bowling.
it's
My
work.
grenade with strand and just like, you know,
That
could,
would-
or
Oh my
better
gosh.
yet,
I was
Better
gonna say,
yet.
that would rule.
could I do that with like my fire team members' ability? Just like, you know, here, give me your knives, and I'm just gonna, you know, twirl them around for a bit, like, and we'll have 2 hunters.
Oh my god.
I really hope
Imagining-
we're not back in a team shot meta with Strand and it's just people propelling bullets quicker with Strand.
Ah,
I
yes,
was just
propelling the
imagining
hit scan bullets.
I was just imagining someone with like one of those.
Hey, buddy, you want to shut it?
I can't remember what the ability is, but it's the Solar Hunter thing where your grenade becomes like a chunk of dynamite.
Oh, gunpowder, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you just like, someone tosses that and you grab it with Strand and fucking yeet it.
That'd be an interesting way to counter beyond shooting it out of the sky. It's the good old, like, somebody throws a grenade your way, and then you pull the pin
And you
pull
grab
it
it.
back.
Yeah.
I just thought, what if you could like use it to tie your like lasso onto something? So like lasso onto your teammate who's thunder crashing across a gap, and that's how you get across vaulted glass.
I was gonna say, that's got real Titanfall grappling hooks there.
You
Yeah.
lasso onto
Never
the
have to do a
grenade.
jumping puzzle again.
So speaking of grappling hooks, I was pondering this the other day, how like people always get excited when they're added to games, and then like in so many games it just ruins everything.
Yeah,
because then
I'm
it, like,
nervous.
It just like it's just
I
one of
think-
those mechanics that just makes like all the other movement like pointless.
Yeah, it makes it
um,
worse.
But at the same time, it's like it ends up becoming almost necessary because the whole time otherwise you're like, man, I really wish I could speed this up, and there's just no better way, like, mechanically to be like, I really wish I could just get up there. Like, thematically, what else makes sense? Nothing.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I mean, I feel like encounter design in Destiny is such that that won't be a big problem.
No, I
Probably
agree.
not.
I think Destiny will be fine, especially if they limit it somehow in like wherever places we can do it. Even though I said they know you can do it, you know, anywhere. I'm guessing that's tied to some cooldown or something.
I was gonna say,
We
their
saw it
balance
replacing
right-
the grenade ability in
Yeah, their balance right now is
reveals.
they've already admitted that it's replacing grenade.
Okay.
Now, the thing is that, of course, it's like, we'll Strand out the box, be like, oh, hard Immos Light Titan, double bomber, 100 discipline, and it's like, cool, I got grappling hooks every 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And, like,
who knows?
They're already pretty good about establishing like where you can go vertically, so like I'm not necessarily worried about it feeling limited or too overwhelming in Destiny. I've just been pondering this in general across like many games that have a grappling hook mechanic, whether they be 2D or 3D, and I'm always like, what exactly do these add? And a lot of times I'm like, I don't think they really add a lot. I think they actually undermine a lot of design goals. Like,
They very much can, yeah.
like Ghostwire Tokyo has an upgrade that is essentially like you look at the top of a building or you know any ledge and you hold the button and summon a grapple point. You can do this anywhere in the game, literally anywhere. And it's great when you get it, like it really opens everything up, but it ends up like trivializing almost everything in the game, which I guess is kind of its point because
My thing with Ghostwire is that,
like it worked, but like
my thing with Ghostwire is that the exploration gets really, really weird when you start breaking from, like, the streets. In buildings you have escalators, too, with interior.
No, exactly, and that's why like the grapple ability ends up becoming necessary is because of you know it helps you navigate like circumvent all those weird navigation things, and it is better for it's better for respecting the player's time. I just think it's interesting how like there's a fantasy behind using the grappling hook and like you know using it to get up really high or climb and do all this stuff, and it's like okay, but then once you've done that, what do you do? There's not really like what.
Yeah, Ultra Kill actually had a similar problem with the grappling hook when that was introduced. Because the thing with Ultra Kill is the only way to heal is by damaging enemies at near point blank.
Oh, okay. So, because I watched you play it a bit, and so that was the purpose of like grappling in and whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, blood is fuel is a line in the opening, and it is accurate. It is your healing thing.
Yeah. Blood is fuel. Hell is full.
That's cool. I like that. 'Cause
I
was
think it's
thinking,
neat. Yeah.
But
spider-
so
Go ahead,
there's a
sorry.
problem with introducing the grappling hook because all of a sudden, if you needed to heal, there was no positional part to it. You either just pulled a small enemy to you or just zipped to an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
And so it had that problem of making other forms of movement pointless.
Yeah, and it kind of gave an infinite healing thing.
The
Because-
fix that Hakita implemented for that
Key to being
was
dev.
yeah. I believe it's half of your missing health will be converted to hard damage, which is just like a temporary max health reduction for taking
So
damage.
you get a heal, but you have a penalty.
Yeah, basically forcing a max health reduction
Which
temporarily.
is like if you're at 10 and you get to 50, but you can't heal past 50, would it be worth it to still use it?
Yeah, and it stops you from abusing it because otherwise you're gonna find yourself with like half max health.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
No,
been
as
thinking
somebody
about
who just
playing that game for a while.
Yeah, somebody who just started playing it today, and especially like somebody like you, Munch, who really appreciates indie games. Like Ultra Kill has a lot of really inspired ideas.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Holly and I can both vouch for it.
Yeah, I can strongly recommend it.
It always looked interesting ever since I first like saw it on Steam.
I also am a big fan of like the fact it has a surprisingly large amount of accessibility options for the kind of game it is.
Yeah, you can recolor everything in the game.
Uh-huh.
That surprises me. but that's
Graphic
great.
design is my passion.
Yeah, like you can
You
make
can-
it look awful.
Oh yeah,
you
you
can
can make
also make
every
it-
enemy purple if you want.
Good.
What if it was
Is
purple?
Is that made
Purple
in the Boomer
guy.
Shooter?
What is it, Munchie?
Shooter engine like GZ Doom, or is it?
No,
I don't.
it's,
I think it's just Unity. I don't actually know.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's made in a good engine. The engine.
Or at bare minimum, the engine is not bad, and Hakita knows
Okay,
how to
there.
use it well.
Yeah.
so grappling.
Grappling
Yeah,
hook.
I don't know. It's when we're discussing it, like I do think it's the hard line between games that like decide later on in development. It's like, oh, we're gonna add a grappling hook. Ghostwire is a good example. Like I don't think out the box they were like, yeah, we're gonna have a grappling hook for this semi-survival horror game.
Hmm.
Yeah, no,
Also-
it absolutely solves like other gameplay problems of circumventing navigation
are
and
again, cleaning
also
up
just
another
for
of Clovis
players
Gray's
like me that are
messes.
just like I'm impatient. I just want to like move around quickly.
He's the reason all this
It
is
solves
here in the
all
first
those
place.
problems.
The Dark
Also,
Lord's
Matt, you should get
tried
Ultra
to build
Kill.
a portal. It's his fault
Good
that
game.
Vex invaded. His fault so
Um,
many people died.
Other games have had some
did
2D
everything I
games
could
that
to
have had
help.
grapple hooks.
It still
Axiom
wasn't
Verge
enough.
and Environmental
There's no
Station
use in
Alpha.
quantifying the
The
help you
former
give.
I did not
Any
enjoy.
amount
The
Imagine,
latter
yeah.
I very much
You
enjoyed.
can do far more than most.
Yeah,
And
Axiom
it's only
Verge is
just
a
begun.
weird video
Little
game.
light.
Everybody is like, oh, it's their next great Metroidvania. I'm like, definitely played it, and it had very like proud of itself moments for just existing.
Yeah.
I never played it. Oh hey, buddy.
I didn't really like it. Like, there's a lot of reasons, but I'm not gonna.
I got
bash
past like the first
games
boss on
on this
Switch, and I was like,
But I
no,
guess with the-
as member of one game studio, go after the other.
no, just as an experience, I was very well. And I think Environmental Station Alpha is a much better example of like a good Metroid game. Then again, it's made by the maker of Baba Is You and all that. So.
I don't know that it's possible for that person to do bad game.
Exactly.
And Baba is you hard, where you learn Braille.
Nice to him, Cooley, wherever you are in the world.
That'd be
Where'd
really
that
funny.
vandal go?
Baba is, and then it's like the word in Braille.
Baba is ASL.
I don't know, the one Baba meme I saw the other day where it was like, Baba is trying to reach you about your extended warranty. And it's just fucking Baba in a suit with a like little suitcase.
Those vandals jumped in front of you, Scoob. For some reason, my brain immediately thought of like the freeze frame, like, we'll be right back.
I bet you're wondering how I ended up in this situation.
Yeah, that's me.
My only problem with Quicksilver is I literally cannot see the grenades, so I kind of have to vibe the arc.
Yeah, I've been noticing that as I watch you use it.
Yeah, like that's not a bitrate thing, that's just can't fucking see.
It's
I'm learning it. I'm learning it's
a
like
futuristic imaginary projectile.
I can't remember at the moment if it's slightly faster or slightly slower than a base grenade throw. The non-flux grenade throw.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Does it match
talking
a
about
regular grenade launcher at all?
talking about Strand, it's definitely gonna be a weird. I do think it's gonna be interesting to see how Strand ages, especially in like content that was designed with Strand in mind, like all of the Lightfall content, and then stuff that isn't.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what if I did Glassway with Strand? Can I just zip? I mean, I know there's no point to doing this, but like, if I wanted to, could I just zip across the pond and then, you know, shoot stuff from over there?
Crunch. I feel like that's what they're kind of relying on for Strand not breaking stuff, is most stuff is designed such that even if you did, say, skip across this entire Vex pool, why?
No, exactly. Like, there's no point to doing that. So it's
Yeah.
like,
I also do think we don't really know what Strand is good at beyond Haha Grappling Hook yet, which is like the other big Q right now.
you know,
We
you
know
see
that
I
it's-
handled, like, trailers for 4,000 hours. Yeah.
It seems like some
we-
form of crowd control as well, which is interesting that both Darkness subclasses will be doing stuff with disabling enemies.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go with like compared to Stasis being like hard crowd control, air quotes, without counting shatter damage. It'll be like I think one will be more sustained on like a single target.
Yeah,
versus
maybe.
big AoE freeze.
Is the third Darkness subclass just gonna be like a big bucket of Elmer's glue?
Probably.
It's all about keeping enemies stuck in place.
I wonder if we are gonna get a third Darkness subclass before Final Shape, or before during Final Shape.
No clue.
Stasis 4.0.
The final shape is turning everything into glue and making paper mache.
Go away with it.
What if it's just like, I don't know.
Oh, I forgot to put the attempt counter up. Whatever.
Rhombus.
Pyramid magic.
Behold, the solar shield.
Oh, I guess the next real
Link.
question is are we going to kill the witness in the story or are we
Dunno.
Final Shape?
Are we going to kill the witness?
I mean, yeah. I think we are at this point.
I mean, probably, yeah.
The way they're perceiving it is that there's like a hard line between the Guardians and the enemies of the darkness.
So I think something line very.
Very thin.
Well, like the whole thing they did with Savathun was like they portrayed, they were like, oh, all the
Oh,
people
you
thing was like,
bitch.
oh, Savathun stole the light. But then the whole twist was like, no, no, she didn't. And
I
that's kind
mean-
of like the like when we eventually get around to if she comes back, like that's probably going to be the basis for Reluctant Alliance.
Savathun's thing for a while has been, like, escaping the game.
Yeah, like getting
Not
like
literally,
getting rid of
well,
her worm. Yeah,
sort of literally.
uninstalling herself.
Depending on how you read some lore cards.
Guardian, I know you
It
can
just
hear
gets
me on the
really
other side
meta.
of that TV.
It just gets really meta and Savathun like manifests in real life and leaves the game.
That was what the whole cosplay Cosmodrome thing, wasn't it?
Oh,
Savathun.
Finding a vessel for Savathun to escape.
Savathun is real!
oh, Savathun is real! Can we get much higher? So high. Ow, ow, ow. I can't do it very well. My voice is a bit shot.
The Savathusy.
Need me that. The Savathusy is
I do have 3 grenades prepped.
Brackets real.
Well, the off chance that some weird sci-fi bullshit does ever actually happen one day. Sorry, and she manifests. I'll just be like, ah, thank God, finally. Gonna take over the Earth.
So does this make us pre-collapse?
We've reached the portal.
You know what to do.
Pre-labs.
Are we in the Golden Age right now?
Hello,
Yeah,
Sabbath.
the Golden
I'm
Age
not-
sucks.
What year is it? 2023? Huh. Timelines are all
Yeah,
fucked.
early.
Sure seems so. Would you like to play some Destiny?
A little future prediction?
Playing Destiny with Savathun. And playing her own campaign. Is that really what I sound like?
They really
I got
fudged the details there.
And I thought
Oh.
was
I haven't had the other one come in the right... Well, actually, I think I have had it come there before. We'll just bump that up to 15 because I didn't increase it for that one. That
Solo
is
GM.
what we call unfortunate.
Every time you die, you increase your mouse sensitivity.
Increase my fucking gyro sensitivity.
This really is the ideal way to experience Destiny content.
Passively, without playing yourself.
I honestly thought that overload was about to end your run, Tim.
Yeah.
Good job.
We're here, stranger.
We're here, stranger.
Anymore, little light. You can call me
Howdy,
Elsie,
partner.
or
Howdy, partner.
whatever works.
Okay.
Okay,
Elizabeth,
Elizabeth it is. But I prefer mommy's special boy.
So,
So, what's our plan?
Despite our best efforts, the Vexgate within remains active thanks to Aramis. Destroying it
We're here to
loses us
stop
a vital
Clovis
link
Bray.
to
Ooh
Vex.
woo.
Story
Yeah.
for another time,
Ooh woo.
perhaps. For now, we need to focus on stopping any further
Ooh woo,
incursions.
Elsie out.
understood. We'll take care of it.
See you on the other side, Guardian. Ooh woo.
My favorite part of this strike is when overloads stun, but actually don't. I do personally find it to be the best part.
Yeah. With the grenades especially, I've noticed they kind of not do their thing.
Yeah, it could even just be something specific with storm grenades.
Yeah.
That's where the trace came from?
Trace was like, do a flip!
Trace did a flip?
I need to be entertained before I appeared.
Oh, that vandal's gone. Alright, where's this one gonna show up from? Nowhere.
Vandal jumps off the cliff with the Kirby falling into the abyss.
Ah! Ow, don't hurt me. No, I don't wanna...
Don't hurt me.
My least favorite part about rally barricades is the auto crouch.
Yeah.
And honestly, just that mechanic in general that the game has, where if you're crouched behind low cover, the game can and will uncrouch you.
So my favorite thing about year 1 rally barricade, when it still would give you ammo, but you had to like fucking do the
Oh yeah,
crouch
you had to
dance
like,
by it.
you had to teabag it.
Rub your nuts on the barricade.
Basically.
I still want to do it as like, or I still want to see it as like a social experiment.
I still want to rub my nuts
doing
on
like
the barricade.
doing like a Destiny 1 or a Destiny 2 old school and just re-releasing year 1 as playable. It wouldn't be fun. It'd be interesting.
It would suck, but it'd be cool.
Yeah, it would be like WoW Classic, where you realize most of your enjoyment for the game came from the nostalgia of playing it at that time. And how,
Like, the only
revolutionary.
time, I was gonna say the only time with Destiny 2 Year 1 where it's like, Warmind would have been like, yeah, it's an okay game. Like, not when I would put this amount of hours into, but it was better than launch.
Yo, Harry always peace.
Or-
For real.
Herpes piece.
Yeah, like I don't even know where those grenades went, I'm gonna be honest. I shot them, they went somewhere.
Speaking of hero-wise pieces, I found it interesting that with those economy changes, they're adopting like they're sort of adopting like a base system that just gets added on with DLC instead of it being like a bunch of other things. Like, I forget the other examples, but it's been like the past couple things where it's like, oh, if you own this DLC, you get access to this in the system, but not necessarily that it's like better than everything else.
I'm not gonna lie, I still haven't actually read the thing
don't have any
because I kind of
grenades.
just looked at the mecha ornaments and was like, brain like.
Dopamine. Big one is they're sunsetting all the like vanilla planetary materials.
Yeah.
Well, they're sunsetting all the planetary materials, and then for DLCs, anything that acts as a currency is sort of taking the place of it. So that's the Darkness Shards for Dreaming City, the Phantasmal Fragments for Moon, and the Heroes pieces for Europa. Are sort of like be like the what will be there instead of materials. There's also kind of a reason to do heroic public events again.
Kinda.
It's not great.
Oh no.
It's not gonna be enough for anyone to go out of their way, but I don't know. For anyone who's at like 100,000, they might, if you're there anyways.
That sucks.
gonna be really sad when we play Lightfall, only to find out Neptunians do not look like Elzar from Futurama.
Yeah. Huh. First time a barricade's broken in a while.
Yeah, that one's gonna be tough.
Oh, okay.
I cannot really afford any more LFR from that. I'm already kind of hoping and praying I get a drop. Do I have any grenades? Sure don't. A grenade. Okay, good. It got shot out of the air. The real meta is emoting when you're about to get frozen, so you do it in a funny pose.
Yeah.
I don't even think rockets work from this distance. No, they don't. You. Oh, Techno Brat. Or the assistant of.
Techno slut.
Yeah.
No, that's a whole other thing.
I think that's what Cyberpunk is based off of.
Oh yeah,
That's
it was kind
that's
of
my
funny.
ideal
I got
future.
I found the Edge Runners quest in Cyberpunk, and it started off with a brain dance of like the first scene of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I'm like, what the fuck is this? but then after the video stopped, it was like, oh, it's like an actual whole ass quest. I thought it was literally just like they put a fucking brain dance in the trash can. It's like an ad for the Netflix show.
I wouldn't put it past them entirely.
And that's essentially what the quest is. It like writes in the main character of the Netflix show into the game.
That's
Cool.
unbelievably lame.
Does it write in the lolly that Studio
Well,
Trigger
Everyone is
demanded?
horny for.
Okay, when I say write in, it's like when I say write in, it's like all of a sudden you text like your friend and the police. That's like, oh, have you known this David Martinez kid? It's like, yeah, I know this David Martinez kid. Hasn't been mentioned at all. He's like, he's a ride or die.
He's a ride or die gamer.
I don't know. I need to finish Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I only watched like the first episode.
I hope that one day soon I'll get to use the term capital G gamers in a work context.
For me, it's kind of one of those things that was like,
I was gonna say, are you still at that game company, Mancho?
As of Monday, I start at Parker.
Oh, cool. Alright, so you can give me all... just leak everything about Hyper Light Breaker, thanks.
The
Yeah.
actual plot is...
The actual plot is Muncha got disconnected. I think the Hyper Light Drifter snipers got him.
Here we are again,
Gun Dirk,
cleaning up
long range
another
gun Dirk,
Clovis
just
Gray's
boom.
mess.
I'm sure wherever he is,
I want to play through Hyper Light Drifter again. I never got even halfway close to finding everything. There's like 30 billion keys and I found about 3 of them.
I'm very excited for Breaker. I need to replay Drifter myself. I
played
even
it
own
once
Drifter
before.
on Steam, or did
There's
I
no use
Yarhar
quantifying
Drifter the
the help
first
you
time I
give.
played it?
Any
I
help is
believe I bought Hyper Light Drifter through Humble at some point, so I just have it in a folder on my computer.
Little light.
Yeah, I had,
Little Light.
yeah. Last time I played was in
Spawn the
2017, so definitely getting time soon. Oh, that reminds me, I need to make that fucking tired Mordecai meme for me buying Persona 5 Royal again.
Spawn the goddamn Shanks game. Or don't.
Oh, I wanted to put on surge detonators and didn't. Oops.
Fuck it, no champion. Who needs him? No anything. Who needs
No,
him?
but what I was saying is, like, if you do a booth at E3, just use capital G Gamer and get yourself kicked out of E3.
That'll be great.
This demo is for capital G gamers only.
You ruined our demographic. Our demographic wasn't capital G gamers?
Oh, cool. So I did
No.
just miss the trigger entirely.
Oh, because it's not like nothing is working.
Yeah. I gotta go back.
You-
I was wondering if I could just skip through this area. Because I can consistently miss that spawn trigger if I have speed booster.
Yeah.
So, wow. I was kind of hoping I could just run through this area without spawning any champs.
But it was kind of funny, though, Muncher. I was going to brag about you just because a person I saw in
There we
another
go.
Discord was talking about, like, the, I forget exactly what it was, the, like, other cloud game. The cloud game that, like, that game company was working on.
Oh, Sky.
Yeah. Somebody was talking about it. It's like, yeah, it's so chill and so relaxing. And it's like, I know somebody who worked on that. The wizard is not dead.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah, I really enjoyed Journey. Finally getting around to playing that.
Die. Die.
I should finish that. I don't know.
I don't know if I would, like, play Flower.
Yeah, I played it for a bit, just, you know, see it. I'm
But
like, okay, I get
Journey
it.
was genuinely pretty fun. Like, I was pretty surprised.
I shouldn't be using Elephant either. You know what, Overload? Grenade, if you want to keep him stunned, then...
The
Oh.
other thing,
Gone.
I might just post this. I might just post this for you, Mancho. I'm gonna put it in spam yard. I saw a Kickstarter for an indie game today. This is essentially like Ape Escape, but with fish.
Fish Escape?
Oh, I saw this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I hope they fix the part with Quicksilver Storm where if your rocket hits a thing next to you, it's weirdly loud.
This seemed very interesting.
Yeah, it looks good. Shame it was like me discovering it was like, oh yeah, we just finished the Kickstarter. It won't be done until next year. Come on.
Where's the... Oh, there's the Overload.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'm gonna keep on my radar in terms of indie games.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't know how many Glassway attempts I'm gonna do tonight, because I'm already kind of tired. And I work tomorrow, but I don't work early, so... anything is possible. Hey, why are those spawning? Oh! Are all the
Hey,
spawns gonna
why are
happen this
tho-
time?
Why are those?
So something I've been wondering a lot while doing this is why I never get any Vandals or Tracer Shanks while doing this plate. And if that's just a GM thing, or if or I wonder if that's related to me missing the drag triggers in the last room.
I can see why some people run this with like double the windshield instead of all three. It's like for double Slayer, it's like I have all three coverage, and I don't think I need it.
I mean, you're gonna want Void for the boss room unless you like it taking a long time.
I have Wish Ender, Under Your Skin, Cataclysmic right now, when I probably could get away with.
There's not that many solar shields. Like, after the Hive, that's it. Alright, nope,
Might be
still
able to
not.
get away with. Might be able to get away with like Storm Chaser and take advantage of the burn.
Yeah, I was a little goofball, and I put a machine gun on, like a void machine gun, so...
Honestly,
That's what I did.
I mean, yeah, like, it worked. It was just a lot slower, and I definitely could have used a Taipan. Like, I could have used Taipan instead. Or Storm Chaser, really.
I just liked the machine gun to have another overload option. Just because there were certain times when, like, also it would help refill my grenade in certain times, which is nice. So,
yeah, having a good corrective measure nowadays is like been pretty pivotal.
Peek me. He's not going to peek me.
Like, I watched Mylan's, review thing he did on, what's the game? First Descendant or the Last Descendant? Whatever
First
the game-
Descendant.
One of them.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard that game is like pretty funky.
I have no idea what that game
yeah,
is.
It's like it's a free looter shooter.
Yeah, it's
Like a
really
bunch of
game.
Destiny people got sponsored for.
That doesn't
Yeah.
inspire confidence, I'm gonna be
Well,
honest.
Mylan didn't get sponsored to make this video, but it's not. The game wasn't very good, apparently. But I just think that he pointed out a bunch of things that, like, I think just made me, like, I didn't think about these things until he pointed out the problems with this other game. That I think, sorry, that I think Destiny has solved pretty well. In some ways, mind you, you do still have to, like, get used to stuff. But
I'm curious what some of the things were.
like enemy variety and like them being unique, or we part being able to tell what debuffs are applied to the enemies, like in easy ways, and
Yeah, Destiny's pretty good about overall visual information.
yeah, making
Except
it
for the
feel
buff
like
bar.
both. Yeah, except
Except for the buff
but,
bar,
like,
that's like probably the one big offender right now.
yeah. But like I think there's always room for improvement in every game, but like yeah, I do think that Destiny does a good job. Like it's very distinct now when an enemy is weakened by void, when they're volatile, when they're scorched, when they're jolted, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean those
or
are all
there's-
pretty new. Those are all pretty new things at that.
Yeah, or even like blinded, since blind has been in there for a while. Like there's always been that overhead effect, like a little hazy cloud or whatever it is that appears above enemies, and also just they stop firing and they wander around like idiots. So like, there's other animations, but like, everything in Destiny is sold through its animations. So it's just, you just made it very apparent like how polished like parts of Destiny are. Yeah, that's all. Just an appreciation post for Destiny.
Yeah, and I definitely
Hashtag
think
Bungie
that like,
appreciation post.
I definitely think that like it still kind of shows that despite Destiny's issues, is that Bungie as a game dev is still like pretty masterclass in it.
Yeah, like I keep coming back to like play the game, and like now, yeah, the only like really fun thing for me currently is chasing weapons I don't have, which is just something from Wellspring. I don't really care about that.
That's
so then
not
it's just
a position that works.
Which, like, granted, I mean, it's also just because of the amount of time most of us have invested.
yeah.
I mean, what is there to do for the people who have spent like 2,000 hours that isn't when the new content shows up every year to
No, exactly,
genuinely play
but
stuff we haven't played?
I think it's good that I think that the game is in a decent spot right now. Like I do think that there certainly could be like something else needs to be added for end game, like just some sort of activity of sorts. But like just having to try and
Person
do
of
solo
Elders.
GMs for the first or I think this is like the second time I've tried. This is the first time I've succeeded. I'm like, okay, this is like You know, these are like the high-level rifts in Diablo. Like, this is Destiny's equivalent of that. You know, this is the hardest content the game has to offer. So, like, this is where you can make use of not every build, but like, you can make a good build.
You're definitely being challenged.
Yeah, exactly. And like, are you kind of pigeonholed into doing something like very specific on any individual class? Yes, but like, I still enjoy the systems in place and the interactions that take place. So, like, it's still kind of fun with that challenge. Despite, you know, how stale some other things might be.
It's not a finisher I should go for.
Yeah, it's definitely like hard to sort of correlate with like the I just started playing Destiny last week conversation sometimes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely.
it's always a weird conversation to have about like, well, this won't engage new players on like X, and it's like, well, I mean, we were new players in like Destiny 2 vanilla.
I joined during the good times.
I joined during the not horrid times.
the better part of the bad.
Yeah.
I'm an old man.
I
Straight out of the Cosmodrome.
I played Destiny 1, yeah. Alpha. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I'm a D1 alpha vet.
D1 alphabet here. Hey, oh, okay, there's Drake still alive.
No, somebody is doing like retrospective videos on Destiny right now, and it's like, huh, yeah, that one thing did happen.
Sure did.
No, it's like somebody literally called like Shadowkeep. It's like, yeah, this was the expansion of recycling. I'm like, yeah.
Sure was. And
Behold the moon and the Leviathan.
And Crota again.
Minotaur comes behind me, I'm dead.
Orange flavored Anix.
Now you have orange Phantom Tanix.
Oh, dear.
Orange Phantom.
Now we have metallic Tanix.
And that's death. God damn it.
I can't wait till we have Taken Tanix. Guardian Tanix.
No.
I do think the fact that I do kind of am kind of sad that like the fact that Tanix was seriously in Deep Stone Crypt probably meant he avoided being in Dares of Eternity for that.
Yeah.
Because it'd be really funny to have a Tanix fight with like 5 phases that's just he won't die.
Instead of cash and prizes, every now and again, Tanix just shows up with a steel chair and 50 health bars.
That's what Festival of the Lost is this year. It's just zombie Tanix.
That'd be interesting. I don't know.
I would not mind, like, I know they're not going to bring it back, I don't think, but, like, I would not mind the Haunted Forest again, because that's, like, the closest thing we've ever had to a horde mode
We're here,
thing,
stranger.
and it was
I'm kind of
legitimately
wondering
fun to
what they're
challenge
gonna
the
do
harder
with
levels.
haunted. I'm kind of wondering what they're gonna do with haunted sectors this year.
Whatever works.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it's
Elizabeth
still
it
going to be
is,
fun. I'm looking
but
forward to
I
it.
prefer
'cause,
Ghost.
you know, I think
So,
Festival of the
what's
Lost
our
is, like,
plan?
historically, as
Despite
far as
our
I've been
best
playing,
efforts,
like,
the Vexgate
one of
within
the better
remains
ones.
active thanks to Aramis.
The
We're not
the
strangers anymore,
event
right?
pass will definitely
You can
help.
call me Elsie.
Eh.
Like, no, I'm just talking about like I'm not
Okay.
talking about
Elizabeth it is.
the
But
cosmetics.
I
I'm
prefer
literally just
Ghost.
talking about like I definitely enjoyed Solstice a lot more this year, just from the literal fact that it's like, oh, I have a little check bar to like show that I'm
Fair.
quote unquote done with the event.
I was gonna say, it is nice to be able to feel like you've completed an event.
And the title is also nice. Like having a title to chase for the event is nice.
Yeah.
Some of those requirements, though.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for it's like, yeah, collect a 10,000 candy.
Which, honestly, not as hard as you might think.
Like that I can do. It was more of like, you know, get a full set of resplendent armor or whatever, and then do, you know, these end game activities. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
I mean, that's just for the glows, isn't it?
No, that was for part of the triumph
No.
in the title and all that.
I don't even know if I got Flamekeeper. I kind of didn't care.
I got it. I
did
didn't.
not.
I got it. I didn't guild it.
Yeah, I definitely didn't guild it. I don't even remember if I got it. I guess I can check, huh?
Any gilded flamers?
Oh, I did get Flamekeeper. Oh yeah, because getting Flamekeeper was just like doing all the stuff.
If you did like 90% of the event pass, you got Flamekeeper.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was just like, this is boring.
That being said, titles tied to like events and like Iron Banner has definitely been one. I don't think it's solved some of the issues, but it's definitely like helped engage with it more.
Yeah. I want to get my grenade back.
I am kind of wondering what Dawning, like what's gonna happen with Dawning this year, because Dawning has definitely been the one event that like super needs an overhaul.
I don't know, I feel like Dawning is so passive that it's kind of fine in its own way.
All we really need is a community vote on like, you know,
Who
here's
gets
a-
cookies?
Yeah, basically. You know, get to pick one NPC to give cookies to.
Well, look, if I can't give cookies to Rolk, I'm gonna scream.
You can, just make the wrong cookie.
It'd be funny, yeah, you have to deliver them after you defeat him in the raid.
Yeah.
No, my favorite. I still find the funniest part about the Riven thing was the deposit was at the bottom of the drop.
Yeah, so you just go all the way down, and then right here's your cookies in this tiny little fucking super hard to spot thing.
Or Atheon. I want to give Atheon cookies.
Be fun. You gonna stun?
The Templar. Offer cookies to the Gorgons for passage.
For each cookie you offer, one Gorgon disappears.
Wait, did Spider ever have a cookie?
Yes.
Yeah, it was something about ghost shells, probably.
I feel
Ow.
like they'll probably bring him. Because I think they didn't have him last year as a thing, so I imagine they'll probably be back. Just
No, they had Crow.
Yeah, so I think Spider might come back for that, since just to encourage go to the Elixir Quarter.
Maybe.
'Cause I don't think there's anyone else in the Elixir Quarter that you can interact with that's like a note.
The thing about the Elixir Quarter, I think, is the Elixir Quarter has been like a seasonal go back to its space. It's not been a consistently there space.
No, that's true, but like for the sake of
Also, I don't think it's I think it would be accessible from everywhere just because you get the first mission or whatever for the season. But like the issue with the Elixir Quarter is just that not everybody has access to it, which is
oh,
always
you're
the
right.
difficult
I
part.
think I do think at this point you would need access to Season of Plunder to do that. Because that's assuming Dawning is still within like this tier of Destiny, right?
Yeah, it'll be during season 19. Like
Yeah.
we're not having any extended seasons this year.
Yeah. But still, people would need access to this current season, the next season. Stupid.
Unless they use the Elixir Quarter again.
Yeah. Which is entirely possible depending on what happens in the story.
Granted, it seems like whenever they write a Fallen story right now, it's like, yeah, then you bring back the Elixir Quarter.
Now with a bar.
Next
Now-
time? Who
now-
knows?
It's a bar and a casino.
I was
Yo,
gonna say a
they
bar
made their
and
own
grill.
living quarters with
I was gonna say a
blackjack.
bar and grill. Yeah. It's a bar with table seating. Ooh.
They've got food. Humans
I'm
can't
imagining
eat it.
someone likes me doing like their own version of the Jones barbecue and foot massage meme.
Jones barbecue and foot massage.
Is that overload? Oh, it's up on the next. No, it's trying to enter the floor. Okay, and it's. Wow, this overload
it's
is being
gone.
very rude to you.
Yeah.
Personally, I think Spider would have the funniest rendition. Jones barbecue and foot massage.
Oh my
Spider's
god, it's
barbecue
overload.
and foot massage. Like Spider's barbecue and extortion machine.
Yeah, oh, that's
Spider-
the man.
Spider's
Sheesh,
barbecue and
jeez.
protection racket. You're talking about the barbecue first? Yeah.
This overload is.
Yeah, that's how you get him. You give him the barbecue, and then the extortion racket.
That overload sucked.
Yeah. You gotta power up your grenades with your thruster. Almost forgot what it was called.
Where the fuck is it? Okay, they're all
In
spawning.
the building.
Let's do that first.
Spider's barbecue
Yeah,
and
the
extortion
wolf
racket.
Sandals will be your first.
We're here, stranger.
We're here, stranger.
Yeah, I died,
Strangers anymore.
yeah, I died to a sniper vandal last time, so...
Let's see.
Or
Oh,
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Whatever works.
Okay.
Okay.
Elizabeth
E.
it is. But I prefer Ghost. So, what's our plan?
Despite our best efforts, the Vex gate within remains active.
I
Thanks to
do
Aramis.
wonder
Destroying it
when
loses us a vital
the
link to
strangers
the
gonna
Vex.
show back up in the
A
story.
story for another
Final
time.
shape.
For now, we need to focus
Probably.
on stopping any further incursions.
Honestly, she kind of has to.
Something-
Understood.
Something I've seen this before, but it didn't happen like this.
The witness will just appear above the last city and be like, at everyone.
A cacophony of pings.
Oh man, I fucking laughed at that and died.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
It's not fine. He's lying.
It was not.
No, I just thought of the fucking at everyone. Please do not ping everyone in the Discord when you are going to go masturbate. God, now I gotta listen to that.
No, I'm just remembering that season of there was that one season where like Drifter would always have a notification for you, even though he like he didn't have anything.
Oh yeah, that was like a
Somebody,
couple
right?
seasons. It felt like.
Yeah, but I just remember with like us all sitting there talking about it, and I just for some reason I find them really funny, which is why I still remember it. But like Scoob, you said this, you're just like the Drifter's just like, hey Guardian, at everyone. And just to this day, whenever I think about, like, whenever I get a ping, I can add everyone. I think about it in the Drifter's voice, and it's just, I laugh at it. So thank you
Right.
for brightening my day.
At everyone. Please do not ping at everyone when you are when you are going to masturbate.
No,
Please
I put-
only
I put
ping
a-
me.
I put a fucking thing of that in the server, but
Right.
it's the at everyone, but it's like made to sound like a stadium announcement.
I think that overload fell off a cliff.
At everyone. Please do not announce to the server when you are going to masturbate. This
Please
has
do
been
not
a
announce to the
reoccurring-
stadium.
This has been a reoccurring issue, and I'm not sure why some people have such underdeveloped social skills that they think a server full of mostly male strangers would need to know that.
One of my friends back in the day used to play StarCraft and StarCraft 2, other Diablo 2 and all that. When games were good and you had no idea what was going on with the world.
Hmm.
Before they put
And-
politics in there.
No, exactly. But no, they just remember playing with like a community, and one member of their community, I think it was someone like member of the WoW guild, like they owned one of those Bowflex, you know, home gym setups or whatever, and so just like every time they had like a 5-minute break, you just see in chat like burp Bowflex.
Bowflex.
Bowflex time.
That's actually within grenading range. Ah. Ah.
But
At every.
Oh, that hit the ceiling. Miffed. Might even be yiffed.
Need to go put frenzy on this thing.
I don't like wire rifles.
These do not bounce the server.
I still have to decide if I'm gonna switch over to void resists so I have a better shot in the boss room.
I would do it.
that's been my question for like doing this strike and milling it over if I ever try it. It's like I feel like burst damage is a necessary thing in the last room just due to the nature of how the encounter works and the types of enemies you're facing. My Vex was hard to hit crit spots in close quarters.
Hmm.
It's just like, I know Wardcliff Coil will one-shot everything, but
Oh yeah, actually that's been another thing I've been considering is if it's worth making the switch over to a void launcher.
Void Burn. So, like,
Yeah, it's void
Yeah.
burn.
like the
Yeah.
field prep red herring might actually be pretty good, just because like
I know
again,
Shock,
like, I
Shock
feel the-
cleared it with red hair.
I feel like
Yeah.
like I feel like the burst is just kind of necessary. given-
Yeah, what I'm thinking is like, because if I don't have 3 grenades prepped for overload, that's my fault. I should always have that. Beat the corner.
Like, if it was just fallen, this loadout would be fine. But if it weren't for the wyverns specifically, and I guess
Yeah.
the minotaurs as well, the hot goblins are far enough away that you can hit them. The minotaurs are just dicks. And
This barrier's a dick.
it too. But like linear fusions are not like an ideal choice for burst damage on an overload minotaur or a wyvern. But I mean that's obvious to anyone who has the brain.
Funny thing is, I've been making it work.
Yeah, like you can make it work.
Sometimes, I
But I
guess.
guess- Yeah,
It's not
like,
consistent.
yeah, for the ease of use, like a rocket is way easier for that type of scenario just because it's way faster to just delete the enemy and get it out of your way.
Yeah. Like, if I have Quicksilver already switched over to grenades, I think... I mean, hell, we'll try it after this attempt. We'll switch to a more boss room focused loadout. I think a Void Rocket and 3 grenades from Quicksilver would at least be enough to get the champion finishable. I didn't want to pick up that heavy brick.
I think you're right.
Because 3 brick, like...
Well,
Not 3 bricks. 3 grenades from Quicksilver is about third-ish of a champion's health.
mhm.
So, like, layering a storm grenade and a rocket on top of that should be enough.
Yeah. And this is the part of Destiny where I think it's really good. I just wish there were more places where we had a meaningful reason to do that beyond like the love of the game. Like I think the Legend Witch Queen campaign actually caps you to like 15 under.
Yeah. It's
Right,
15 under for legendary.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Not really much reason to do that beyond enjoyment, but like I like that is now like there's now a cool, challenging PvE experience you can do if that's just like something you are looking for.
Hmm.
And
Legend campaign on Witch Queen, the other big thing is that it scales to players.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's cool. I guess it's just hard because like right now, master content, especially with some of the builds on like, Titan, especially, master content is like
Master
trivial.
content's back at Legend.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's trivial now because it's like, hey, look, a champion. Like, okay, I have consecration.
Consecration,
or 2
arc
storm
grenades.
I did not put on surge detonators again.
The other classes have stuff that can do similar things, of course, but it's just,
Athreus knives are fun.
yeah. It's just like, I don't really... Destiny is good because in a lot of ways, its core gameplay is accessible. Its systems are just obfuscated by a ton of like tribal knowledge and text. And interactions.
Need a fucking college degree to understand the
Yeah.
Destiny synergies.
Well, like when my friend and I came back to play in 2020, you know, there's no tutorial for how to do champion mods. I don't know if that's been solved by now or not, but
I don't think it has.
yeah. So like, you know, we just straight up did not understand how the seasonal artifact worked. And eventually we figured it out, but like we legit tried doing, you know, a match-made Nightfall with the champions, and we didn't have any of the mods because we
Here
didn't
we
understand
are again,
what to do or how
cleaning
to
up
go
another
about
of
doing it.
Clovis Bray's misses.
Anyway.
I'm sure wherever he is.
Yeah, it's pretty well tread ground at this point that Destiny has.
Destiny's new
It-
player
it's a-
experience needs fixing.
It's very bad at teaching stuff. This is slightly tangential. I feel like Shock's being really pessimistic with the Guardian rank system. I think it can fix a lot.
The amount is enough.
It's literally in. I mean, we can't even speculate because we don't know what it's gonna ask you to do.
It's quite literally that. We don't know when it starts, how it's implemented. Like, hey, is it quite literally like a secondary quest log where it's like when you finish a Guardian Rises, will you get not only a new quest from like the story, but also a little pop-up thing from your Guardian rank that will like guide you down new stuff? Because from what they showed, it wasn't like a triumph page. It was quite literally like a list.
It's its whole ass thing. I actually want to go find an image of it. Destiny 2 Guardian ranks Lightfall.
I wonder what the market is on selling Destiny accounts, which I know violates the terms of service, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just
I don't know.
curious, like, you know...
Sell it
what-
for $1,000, get banned. Pocket grand.
Like, I'm just remembering, you know, the early 2000s when people were selling World of Warcraft accounts.
I don't know. Fucking like whatever.
Wait, how old is
Sure.
this Reddit post? Okay, 5 years ago, jeez.
What?
Well, I searched Destiny 2 Guardian ranks Lightfall. And one of the images I see is a 5-year-old Reddit post about a Destiny 2 Guardian rank concept. So you know what? Drew the cipher. You got your wish.
Watch them now be working at Bungie and have designed it.
I might actually just have to go through the
think the
teaser.
best way to do it would be-
SVG Guardian ranks explained? I'm looking for it. That's the rarest skins in Overwatch. That's not what I care about. Okay, Lightfall release date, trailer, pre-order, everything we know. Maybe this one will give me an image about Guardian ranks.
What about Data's video? I know Data's video has a section on Guardian ranks. It's not a
Maybe,
long
yeah.
section, but it might show the image.
Like, literally all I need is the image.
But I mean,
Guardian
like,
Games, wrap
I mean,
up,
I think-
Haunted.
I think going back to something I mentioned earlier is that especially in Shock's case, Shock is being pessimistic because he also is looking at it as like I've played Destiny for 5,000 hours. What is this going to do? When somebody who is completely blind might see that and be like, well, we could always do this and start doing that. The other thing is that it would be interesting if like the Guardian ranks also had like a tutorial whenever you clicked on like, I want to do a Master Nightfall. Well, cool,
you see,
Master Nightfall.
That's what I'm kind of thinking is like the Guardian ranks could work really well if it's like, okay, here I found the image.
I think it's supposed to. It's quite literally
where's
supposed to
display
be like
capture?
a
There it is.
guiding line, and you get a little dopamine burst because your numby went up.
So
Versus the issue with the quest was after you did the story missions, it was like, okay, cool, now go play, and like at most it was like, oh, you have to go to Shaxx and go play Crucible. Cool, you played Crucible, now go play Gambit.
See, okay, here we go. So, it looks like it is kind of a set of triumphs, but I feel like this could still work, because all the triumphs need is just, like, good descriptions. Like, you know, have a really early one that's like, kill 50 enemies with a special weapon. Here's what special ammo is. You know, like, in the description, it's like, special ammo is a slightly rare sniper rifles, shotguns.
Yeah. It's like, all it should be is a guiding line for a new player. Because right now, there is no... I died to that thrall again.
And then, you know, for, like, champions, right? You could have one that's at maybe, like, the 2nd or 3rd rank. I don't know how fast you'll progress through them. But, like, one of the, like, still early but not immediate ranks is, like, stun 10 champions. Here's what a champion is. See, like, this Triumph Guardian rank thing for how the artifact works.
Yeah. I mean, at most right now, it's like... The other thing would be, it just needs to be a knowledge base. It just needs to be something in the game where a new player could go and look at it and understand things without having to leave the game.
Yeah, a help book would be good. A glossary.
But like, I think we're all on very similar pages. Where we're all on very similar pages about it. But ultimately, it does come down to like, how is it implemented?
Yeah, which you know, when you say it, it's kind of like, duh, right? But I don't know. I'm partially annoyed by Shock because in some sense it feels like he didn't even give it a chance theoretically. He immediately went to, I don't think this is gonna help. Which,
well, I do also think to a point, it's like, if this isn't it, what is? And I don't think he's proposed a good enough reason, or a good enough thing of like, what would work. Okay.
Wow. Walt just said fuck you.
I mean, I'm kind of past the, if you don't think this is gonna work, then what do you think will? Because it's like, I don't know, I'm not a game designer.
Well, I mean, I'm just talking about, it's like, you don't even have to be specific, because it's like you just need to push the dial back here, and it's like, well, they should have added the Red War campaign. It's like, cool, they haven't. What else?
I feel like some more answers for that might be answered with like the campaign and Lightfall, because that's all coming with that update, right?
Yeah, all that stuff
actually,
was, it was either Lightfall or like the season after.
No, I want to say, I wonder if Guardian Ranks is shipping at Lightfall, because they said LFG isn't.
Yeah, I know some stuff wasn't ready for Lightfall.
Like they want LFG to be ready by the reprise raid in year 6. That's
Yeah.
a weird thing to say out loud.
Because I'm just thinking about like contextually, the way you normally expect to learn about like mechanics in a game like this, given its structure, would be like the single player, you know, the campaign, the story content. But and like I know there are things like the seasonal story that do use some champions and all that, but like there isn't, you know, like the Halo 2 campaign, and oh, Mission 2 is really like notorious because everybody remembers fighting, you know, those champion enemies, and like that doesn't happen in like that didn't happen in Destiny when they were introduced, and they aren't really introduced until end game content.
Yeah,
And
that's kind of one thing.
Queen,
That's
well,
kind of
Witch
one
Queen-
thing.
Go ahead.
That's kind of one thing about champions that you make a very good point. Is champions were never in the story.
Exactly.
They were never in the story, and they haven't been. They wanted to have those moments with Tide Guardians and with Lightfall with Tormentors, and they will have them.
Yeah.
Like I think we all remember the moment of like you're finishing up the bridge on the 3rd mission, or you're in Sabathoon's fight, and it's like, all right, cool, we got to this phase. Now she's gonna spawn 3 Hive Guardians, one of each type.
Yeah.
We all remember those kind of moments versus, oh, she spawned 3 Beria. Like,
I do just want to make the footnote real quick. Champions, I wouldn't really say introduced in endgame content. I would say like mid game is where they're usually first shown, because you gotta remember, like, Hero Nightfalls have champions.
True.
yeah, I mean, I think a point of non-introductory things.
Yeah.
Which is why I sort of said, like, you know, Guardian rank 2 or 3. Like, they shouldn't... Players shouldn't be... Maybe it's a hot take, I don't know. But, like, maybe players just shouldn't be able to enter activities with champions until they're later in.
That's the other thing, is that also might become...
Yeah, but
like,
that's the kind of thing where, like, right now, how do you even determine what later in is? You can get to soft cap by doing 30 patrols.
Hell, it would be like you do. Okay, I'm not dying to this group of thrall a 3rd time. It would be like, yeah, you do the story and you do like a Crucible, a match, a strike, and a game of Gambit, and it's like that's Guardian rank 1 done, or Guardian rank like 100. Then you move into tier 2, which is like, where she did a strike. Now you either do like 3 strikes and get a pinnacle, and you talk about pinnacle rewards, or you do, first you've done a strike, now let's do a nightfall. Now let's do a higher difficulty nightfall. Like,
Yeah, I think Guardian ranks could be a really good guiding force.
like you just turn that knob up, instead of it being like, okay, you did the story, we're gonna turn that knob from 2 to 7. Good
Yeah,
luck.
'cause- Yeah, right now it's like, alright, you did the story. Have fun.
And there's like a basic ass thing about like, oh, go play this playlist activity, go play this playlist activity.
Alright, so Muncha, you were saying something before I...
Oh, well, just the thought I had was just that maybe I don't think they're going to do this, but like it could be that maybe that they're expecting a lot of new players for Lightfall. I imagine they are. What if they work?
Witch Queen had a lot of new people.
Yeah, like there's a new campaign coming out that seems like a good point with any, like to try and introduce some sort of like tutorial around champions, because like then it's the type of content that like a lot of people will be playing. It's the type of scenario where they would expect to meet an enemy, like, you know, with extra mechanics like that. And there's a whole bunch of extra stuff around that is needed. Like there's just, I don't think there's any tutorial in the game period for like well, there's no good tutorial for like the seasonal artifact. Like, there's other stuff they would need, but like, I'm not saying they should introduce it like a tutorial in the Lightfall campaign, perchance. Just like a scenario like a campaign like this is the perfect time to do something like that because of just a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
But
Probably go sleepy by.
I'm not surprised. I do kind of feel like Destiny as a free game needs a campaign because they're
Yeah, that's.
let me check my notes here. Isn't one.
oh yeah, that's true. So like, all you really have as a free player is like ritual activities, and then
You have like 5 or 6
Patrol
story
zones and a
missions.
couple
5 or 6
raids.
story missions. You can unlock every patrol zone. You have all 3 playlist activities up to their like maximum level, except for trials.
I think
yeah,
Trials
and
requires owning
then-
some piece of paid content, yeah.
Trials needs the year expansion. So like to play Trials
yeah.
right now, you need Witch Queen.
Yeah.
Um,
And then
But it's like there's enough there. It's just not contextual.
yeah.
yeah, it's really been done to death, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the R word. Red War.
Yeah, like it.
It would be
I think
a
part
good
of the-
free campaign, but
It would, but I think part of that is like
We've reached the
that would
portal.
need to be rebalanced and redone. And
yeah, like it
lot
would
of
be
stuff
a
around.
similar. The problem with, you know, just put Red War back in the game is I imagine to get it up to current standards, it's probably a similar amount of effort to just doing a campaign.
Exactly.
The reason Red War didn't get added back in was because of the online content update, like the engine update, in the first place. So it's like, why remake another campaign when we could be putting resources somewhere else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At this point, it makes more sense. They drive more engagement to make.
Oh, the other one showed up immediately. That's really bad.
Just how the game be working.
I do think there's merit in maybe making like a couple extra missions, because the end of the quote-unquote like campaign is you do Disgraced, and it's like there may be merit in like making a more definitive thing that isn't a strike.
Hmm. All right, we're gonna try switching to a boss loadout.
Like, maybe there's merit in making a mission that it's like, oh, it's like we stopped Navoda, but there's another force, and that'd be like a slightly harder. It might even do Disgraced again, but like change some things up, and like maybe make it slightly harder. And it's like,
Do it.
hell, even do like add champions in there, and you get like given a gun with the mod pre-installed. Like, talking like, when I say mod pre-installed, it's like treated as like a gun you only get for that mission, but it's like
Yeah.
year 3 champion where it has the champion mod in the mod slot or something.
My tractor cannon has once again been sacrificed to infuse another heavy weapon.
I think it's just odd because like you also need to tutorialize, like not in that scenario, but like in the perfect world they'd also have to tutorialize, leveling
Okay,
up.
I'm
That's a
up
nice
here
spot,
now.
Tim.
I'm up here.
But like leveling up, how leveling up relates to you unlocking stuff in the artifact, and
Yeah.
like, it's
Yeah, because
confusing-
there's
it's
a
legit
separate thing-
confusing
there's
because
a
your
s-
level doesn't really do anything for you in game, so it's like, well, I leveled up. What does that mean? Like,
There's
for a new
separate,
player?
yeah, it's like separate thing about season rank, artifact level, and then also gear power.
Yeah. And it's
And
just-
yet, but also leveling up eventually does affect your gear power.
it's a whole mess.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough merit for people who are on team like, yeah, just artifact leveling.
I feel like explaining the artifact isn't too hard, though, because, like, at this point, you have to, I think, assume that people have a decent idea of what a season is in a game. It's a popular enough concept that it's not like, ooh, what? Every...
I will agree with that, like that, because that is a thing that like every game has been doing for a few years now.
Yeah,
every big
so-
part of the game as a service does that, so I agree.
I feel like giving a tutorial for the artifact isn't too hard.
No.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing about the artifact in this scenario is that we're right to point out the difference of, like, yeah, most gamers know what a season is. The seasonal artifact is sort of Destiny's spin on a season.
Well,
Beyond
seasons are...
Okay. Well, I mean, most things are like a battle pass content.
Oh, that's awful. ...
But, like, the seasonal artifact is like, okay, we're giving you some tools to play with this season beyond, like, the new guns and the new activity of, like, there's some cool mod combinations in here. Figure it out.
Mhm.
Like, that is something pretty wholly unique to Destiny compared to, like, Fortnite.
I like
Yeah.
your alternative peppermint that one, Scoob.
Fucking breezy clear, got the beach shader on red herring.
We go into the beach.
Let's go to the beach. Beach.
Let's go catch a wave.
I don't know, like, because I've heard comments from like various people that have like tried Destiny at various points, and they're like, it feels cool, but like, I don't get it, and you know, it's the same
No, you
problems
just
that we know a lot of
need to play a
people
little
have.
bit more. Just play a little bit longer.
It's like
bro, play a little bit longer.
Yeah, I guess it's like I don't. Like there was one of my friends that was like, "Could you sell me on Destiny?" This was back in like 2021, I think. And you know, they said they tried it, they just like didn't really get it, and I'm like, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, if it didn't grab you already, just with like whatever you tried, and you didn't want to experience more, like I don't know what to tell you. I'm blinded by myself, and like the only reason I've kept playing is because I do think the systems they've made, like, were like fast improvement over everything that.
Oh, that's... Rip that storm
saw
grenade.
before it.
Yeah, it's like even with Destiny 1's vanilla issues, it was like there still was no. It was still a modern Bungie game. And the
Yeah.
moment to moment still spoke as a modern Bungie game in
Yeah.
terms of its quality.
Now I still play because the systems and the combat are fun. You know, given the right scenarios.
It's very weird talking contextually about Destiny, because it's also like, yeah, you know, I've played this game for like 2,000 hours.
Oh god, they hurt so much more.
I've met very close friends. I've raised tens of thousands of dollars for charity with Destiny, and it's like, you could do all that with a video game, and it's like, this one, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard, if not impossible, to be objective about Destiny, which is why I don't try.
No, you see. Video.
Where'd that shank come from?
Clickbait
Clickbait,
title.
clickbait.
Destiny is just my shameless guilty pleasure game that I enjoy because I need something to enjoy in this world.
No, I mean, I still think that, like, year 4 and year 5 of Destiny, it sort of escaped that, like, ashamed to talk about Destiny moment.
No, definitely.
Now, in year 3, Forsaken launch is another, like, outlier, potentially. But, like, year 3 was definitely, like, you like this? And it's like, yeah, it's, like, it's good, it's just not good right now.
There was definitely a point in Destiny 2's history.
Everything hurts so much more.
Yeah, where that happened too. Where everything hurt. Well, I mean, it hurt, but because it was bad. But yeah, there was definitely a point where it was like the game was not great, and it was. I don't know. Maybe we all had thought about the same thing.
I mean, I would read a book if like a Bungie dev wrote it on, like maybe after the fact. I don't know. It's like after Final Shape. I would read a book about Destiny 2 year 1 through 3 dev of like that escaping from Activision and like the pain of being solo for that first year of content.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember, because I know at one point they mentioned like how much had been built from home, and
Oh god.
it was a lot earlier.
I mean, yeah,
Then-
it started in Worthy.
Yeah, it was like a lot earlier than I thought that they'd started making stuff from home, and it kinda showed. And I mean that in something as close to a plain observation as I can.
Yeah.
I mean, COVID started in Worthy, so I want to say half of Beyond Light. Like, I think more than likely Season of Rivals was nearly done, but Beyond Light definitely got hit by COVID.
I mean, there wasn't a dungeon.
I mean, hell,
Lotus Spray's giant head.
I mean, hell, even some of the issues with the story.
Or lack thereof.
Yeah.
I am very curious in an alternate universe where, you know, everything's the same, but COVID didn't happen, so year 4 was produced normally.
Well, it turns out society is just like perfect in that iteration.
Yeah, it's just because of Beyond Light, though.
Only, yeah.
Everybody caught a cold at Bungie. Yeah, well, they're making ice stuff right now, so it's...
They didn't wear a sweater.
Remember the summer of Pokemon Go? Well, Destiny 2 Beyond Light produced in the office was like that, but for the whole world for a year. That's what it was.
I don't know. You know, obviously, it's, you know, not too much point in. Goddamn it.
No, they needed to make it without COVID.
Not too much point in thinking about it, that is.
But I mean, especially, like, I think looking back at it, especially, like, Shadowkeep, like, no, I mean, I would still, like, I would just read a book about the trials of producing year 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess, because it was like, year 3, okay, we're on our own. Alright, we figured out how to be on our own. Okay, everyone's home now.
Fucking shit.
No, stuff like the decision making. Hell, like, what was on the cutting room floor for season 10 since they made that decision to be like, yeah, Trials is gonna be our flagship activity of season 10.
I get 3 rockets. There's so much heavy on the floor.
Or then how they're, you know, how the mistakes of year 3 like started the commitment to better storytelling in year 4, stuff like that. Because I know they were talking about like, oh, we started announcing. They announced like Witch Queen, Final Shape. Well, no, they announced Witch Queen and Lightfall during the Beyond Light reveal. And it was still like, yeah, I mean, like, we kind of expected a Bungie-ass answer for, oh, we're caring more about our narrative, and then, you know, Chosen came out. It's like, oh, no, you are.
Yeah. Even, like... I mean, maybe it's just because, like, that 2020 and... Sorry, I'm dying. Yeah, I have COVID. The Beyond Light launch was still kind of like rose-colored lenses for me. It's like I did legitimately enjoy that. It was like the first launch back from.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fun.
Yeah, well, it was also just like.
The main issue is, I think the main issue is everybody was still kind of shell-shocked about sunsetting.
No, I agree, but like I do think that like a lot of the problems that like like it was apparent for me from the moment, like even in Arrivals, that like the lore aspect, storytelling aspect had been improved upon and thought about, since I had last played the game. And I think that Beyond Light, even though it was made for home, was still a good example of that. Because like I think a lot of the lore around Clovis and all that was very important. Like they actually took the time to make sure that a lot of that, or that a lot of the things that they are doing going forward from that, around that time, are answering some of the questions they laid out for us in the early days of Destiny 1 and other stuff. So yeah, I think the narrative. I like what the narrative team's been doing. Whoever else is involved, I hope they're all.
I mean,
paid
yeah,
fairly.
that's definitely one thing to commend them for, is that in terms of loose ends, there's not a whole lot. Like, I would say some of the major stuff is still Beyond Light story. But after that, like, the beat to beat of all the seasons, it's like nothing's really been forgotten about without being addressed.
Yep, nope, because they addressed, like, hey, here's, since Destiny 1, they've addressed, like, here's the Ahamkara, here's the Deepstone Crypt, here's, the history of this, here's what happened there, etc.
Yeah, and I mean, like, in my context, I was legitimately just talking about, like, telling a story and just remembering to, like, close a door that needs to be closed. Granted, I haven't finished this season's story, but I know everybody's pissed about, like, oh, Aramis just got away. Well, it's like...
Yeah, it's kind of weird how Beyond Light stuff just doesn't seem to enjoy getting finished.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Holly.
Hi. Yeah, I came back from the garage just a second.
But, I mean, in terms of... I still think that everybody's gonna be like, oh, this season sucked, and it's like, no, it was still worth it for the Ido Mithrax relationship, which was sort of the heart of Splicer, anyways. Granted, like obviously, the major thing to take away from Splicer was Cyrus.
Yeah, I think that, I really like this season, just, like, activity-wise. Like, this is the first time where, I legitimately wanted to try and do, like, the master, the harder version of the seasonal activity, and, like...
Yeah,
Yeah, Catch Crash is definitely the first seasonal activity in a
I
while
like
that is,
the
like,
theming is
grabbed
great.
me.
I was watching one of Cammy's recent videos, and he said, like, you have one of the best seasonal activities right next to one of the worst seasonal activities. It's like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this. Like, Catch Crash is great. Master Catch Crash is even better. Expeditions are so boring.
Agreed.
I want to think that they came up with the idea of digging up a treasure map, and then they didn't want to do it like, oh, we only do it a week at a time.
Yeah, Expeditions...
Far more than most.
You've done far more than most.
There's no need to want to do.
Expeditions kind of feel like not Catch Crash. The missions where you went into the Vex network, or Sever missions. They're the same genre of mission.
Yeah.
Override was the
activity.
main one. I forget what they're called. Expunge, yes.
Expunge.
But Sever is also the same genre of activity, where it's like once a week, but also repeatable. Expeditions kind of feel like they would have been better off being a bit more
Sever
major
missions had
and
a
being
story.
that.
Sever
And
missions
so did
had a story.
Expunge.
Yeah, but like, Expeditions only have dialogue. Like, at least with Expunge, you had. Sort of like a guiding. We're talking about guiding lines a lot today. You sort of had like the beat to beat of the mission versus like, go kill enemies,
What I'm trying to
Dig
say is
up
I think
treasure.
Expeditions would have been better off as that. Although, granted, we did sort of have that still, I guess, with the hideouts, but those aren't repeatable, and those were like 3 minutes long.
Yeah, the hideouts were neat, but like really short.
Hideouts are cool. I think they should do more stuff like hideouts.
Yeah,
I was about to say the hideouts are
grab this heavy
glorified
now.
lost sectors, and then I remembered, wait, they
they are lost
sectors.
sectors.
They're not even glorified, really.
They are old lost sectors repurposed, and I have no issue with that personally. It is kind of
don't
funny though, seeing like.
I mean, it's definitely been. It's been nice to see some of the old stuff again.
Mhm.
Like,
I mean-
obviously, it's like, oh, bee-boo, bee-boo.
Bee-boo, bee-boo.
Like, reusing content, but it is genuinely kind of nice to see some of the old stuff
Yeah,
that we
I
thought
will
we would never see again.
I will say it became kind of funny when I realized that the second half of the of them were just like the same locales as the first ones, but again,
Yeah.
like that was not a oh this is so bad. That was more a wow this is kind of funny honestly.
yeah.
It did feel kind of egregious when they reused them twice for the same kind of mission in the same season.
Yeah, it was a
this
little.
is the hideout of Johnson the Gunslinger. Oh. This is the
Oh.
hideout.
Why is it a bar? Why is there a
Yeah.
bar in the asteroid belt?
Ask no questions, we tell
Whose
you no
business is this?
lies. Do you
Am
have
I
a
going
liquor
to get
license?
fined?
No, babe, it's like the murder shack you found when you were
Oh,
when you were
yeah.
biking/walking to the fucking campgrounds.
Man, that... I feel like I definitely would have lost a kidney had I gone in there.
I think you would have lost more than a fucking kidney, babe.
That's fair. It probably would have been like a Leatherface situation.
The last place
I
you
lost a
visited
kidney,
in your life.
a kidney and my pancreas?
So, for context, I guess, while Holly and I were here, we went on a camping trip. I biked because it was about a 20-kilometer trip, and I wanted to do that. And...
Immediately sounds like a bad decision.
Well, the biking was fine, you know, it was mostly along highways. So like it was pretty fine. I bike a
20
lot.
Yeah, he
So,
bikes
like-
literally daily. Or every day he works.
Yeah, so like
I
getting
believe in your biking capabilities. I just think
Yeah.
it sounds not worth it personally.
I
but so the
understand.
problem was that I followed Google Maps directions, which was fine up until
Yeah.
it told me to go on a like weird rocky path, and I was like, okay, I get like this probably connects up to a road or something later. It did technically. Wait, it took me down like a old I don't know how old it was actually, but like a kind of trail that you'd have to be slow on an ATV down.
Footpath.
Yeah,
Just
it
wings hard into the trees. You're like, nope, nope.
so it was a lot of walking in woods for far too long. I should have just turned around, but I was like, I don't want to like go back through. And another thing was, I figured like, well, I'll probably be even later if I turn around and like go back down to the highway. And I didn't want to be like late to getting to the camp. Little did I know that Holly was on an adventure trying to find
Supplies.
gas for the fucking 2-burner we had.
Yeah.
So they ended up getting there after me still.
Mm-hmm.
You almost died? I just had trouble at the store.
So yeah, but
One of
about
the-
probably about a quarter way down the path, there was a sign pointing to some like inn, and this was not long after I had passed a bunch of like broken down shacks. And
Yeah.
I saw that and I thought to myself, you know, I could go there, but it's either going to be empty or I'm going to die.
Die.
You ever just find the Bates Motel in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, I think your dad literally made that same joke.
The hills have eyes, and this town has one weirdo named Craig who probably ate somebody.
We don't talk about Craig, but when he invites us over for hot dogs, we all just fake eat him, wondering whether or not Billy's ever gonna come back.
It was probably one of the.
What?
It was seriously like straight out of a horror movie. It was really strange.
No, I make a joke with some of the houses around ours because, like our area is one of the things we like about the area we live in is like all the houses look really unique.
Fuck.
Cool.
I scratched my head for 3 seconds.
You occasionally have the one house that's like completely abandoned, covered in vegetation, all the lights are off, and it's like, yeah, go in there, you're gonna die.
That's the death house.
But then like in our more local town square area, it's like there's like a barber shop that's like that.
Oh.
That is open.
Oh shit, I
Yeah.
have 420 capital in Gundam Evolution.
Yo.
Oh,
I have weed capital.
Yeah, no,
Well,
the
it's a
shacks I
great
were
time
passing
on the
by
shack.
on that path were seriously abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
Don't mind the plants, they're just my assistants. Vine reaches down and hands the old man
We're
a
here,
scissors.
stranger.
We're not strangers
Don't
anymore.
mind me.
You
It
can call me
was-
This is my son, Jeffrey.
It was very creepy, and in hindsight, I absolutely should have just turned around
But
as soon as it became clear that the footpath wasn't going to end anytime soon.
Despite our best efforts, the Vex gate within remains active. Thanks
That was
to
fun.
Aramis. Destroying it loses us a vital link.
Yeah, like that
Um,
sounds legitimately scary.
I'll be damned if I'm
For
gonna turn
now,
down an
we need
adventure.
to focus on stopping any further incursions from
I'll be
Wow,
damned if
new
I'm gonna turn down becoming
we'll take care
the
of it.
protagonist of fucking Slender Man. But no, it was legitimately scary.
I honestly think if I had
Is it?
if I'd been in that situation, I would have like, if I had seen that, I would have like turned around. I don't think I would have even gone on that in the first place.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No.
And that's
Like,
not me like trying to be like, oh, you should have done that. But
no. I should have done that as soon as, like,
like,
I
I
hit.
agree.
I think
yeah.
I hit the abandoned shacks after about 20 minutes of walking, and that's when I should have just been like, okay, this isn't gonna end. I'm turning around.
Okay, I found my death. I found somewhere that
God.
if I keep going, I will die.
you found the portal to the back room of the woods.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
I forget what the word for it is, but there's like that feeling when you're in a place that's like normally inhabited by people, or
Liminal.
Yeah, liminal spaces. That's what you're
Here,
thinking of, I think.
like
Go
like a
with
Chuck E.
it.
Cheese's, you know, at dark, you know.
Yeah, or
And-
the
and-
abandoned Chuck E. Cheese up in a city that I
Yeah.
frequently go to.
Yeah.
Post
An empty
question
mall
mark.
is another common one.
I have-
I think the mall is definitely.
There's some other fun ones. I was thinking empty water park,
Oh, that sounds freaky.
right?
Yeah.
With like the dry pools and.
Mhm.
Or even if everything is going.
Honestly, it's kind of worse if everything is going.
Why am I thinking of golfing right now?
That'd be a fun, like, scary movie. Not for like any like sort of blood or gore, but just like, you know, haunted water park, like in the liminal park.
I was gonna
So
say
there you
haunted
start-
water park and
you-
the
you start
monster's a
seeing-
shark with legs.
No, you just start seeing weird things go through the lazy river. It'd be a good cosmic horror movie. That's good. The shark
Yeah,
with
I-
legs. I forget what that.
Fucking
movie
Eldritch
actually
Horror.
is.
It's like the octopus teacup spinning thing. It's just Cthulhu.
Hey babe, wanna go to an abandoned mall next
No.
time you're here? Okay, actually, it's not fully abandoned. There's still businesses,
Uh-huh.
but it's functionally abandoned.
Babe, I don't want to witness a drug deal and get shot. I'd rather pass.
Yo, you with the feds?
I'm from Canada.
Bro,
You
I
know
am
what they
literally
say,
a foreigner.
Canada is where all the feds is.
I remember. Okay, it was a two-part series on sci-fi. It was called Creature. An amphibious shark-like monster terrorizes an abandoned military base, and the people who live on the island it is located on.
Okay.
Some of the creatives at sci-fi need a hobby.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like
I think that is their hobby.
There's
It's either
your
their
movie
hobby
about
or-
the shark with legs.
It's either their hobby or, well, we have to do this because otherwise we won't be eating this winter.
God, one of the
Listen.
things about watching movies on sci-fi is like when I went to Amerlin's wedding, my mom wanted to like make sure that I could get to the airport easier, and ended up changing my flight. But it was like, yeah, I went to bed at 1. I had to be up at like 5, and I had this like loose knowledge of like a sci-fi movie that got left on. That was like, yeah, the ghost of like this like fire ghost was chasing everybody.
That sounds fucking weird.
Wait, here's an even better shot of the amphibious shark creature.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have to look at this amphibious shark creature in a second. I'm gonna kill the warrior's enforcer first.
Hey, did y'all start the encounter yet?
Oh,
No. Here, look at this shark creature.
look at this amphibious shark creature.
Wait, what are you screen sharing, Holly? Is
I
it
said
Gundam
I'm sharing
Evolution?
Gundam Evolution.
Oh.
You know, this is better than I expected.
Gundam Overwatch or Shark Creature?
That is higher quality than I expected. Yeah.
Yeah, Shark Creature is like, yeah, this
Like,
is like
I could see that being a thing in a not low-budget movie.
yeah, this is a
My question
decent-
is, human penis?
See, that's why I really
So-
posted the second picture. I realized it
reproduce,
would,
question mark?
So,
would
don't
bring up
sharks have,
question.
like, double penises?
So what you're saying is one human, one shark. Fuck.
I was gonna say 2 human.
I need to remember that
Don't
things
think-
hit a lot harder outside the boss room.
I don't think that's what one in the pink, the other in the
One in the
One in the pink, one in the stink.
yeah.
sink?
I said stink!
No, you.
S-T-I-N-K.
I'm with Scoob. I heard sink.
Like, fair, maybe I actually did say sink.
You absolutely said sink.
You know,
I
there's
definitely
some
meant
poor-
to say stink.
There's some
Alright, now
poor
I gotta
bastard
pull up-
out there.
Now I
Who
gotta
has-
pull up the meme of the 911 call. The guy grinding his dick in trash compactor.
What?
You know, there's some poor bastard out there who like, that's their fetish is like
Bust them back down to
like a
microchips.
clean kitchen or a sink or something, and it's like every
We're
time
here,
they enter their
stranger.
kitchen, they just
We're not
like, you know.
strangers anymore, little love.
I wanna fuck the garbage disposal.
Or Elizabeth. Whatever works.
Okay, Elizabeth it is. But I prefer Ghost.
I'm gonna stick my dick down the tap.
We're here, stranger.
I looked up 911 Dick, and it's all this stuff about how Dick Cheney feels about 9/11.
Or Elizabeth.
What?
Whatever works.
Okay,
You what?
Elizabeth it is.
Reminds
But
me
You
of like,
what?
man comes home from work.
So,
and
what's
he
our
tells
plan?
his wife that
Despite our best
he got
efforts,
fired from
the
working at the pickle
Vex
factory.
remains active, thanks to
And,
Aramis. Destroying
she asked
it
him
will
why.
possess a vital link
He
to
said
Vex.
he stuck his
A story for another
dick in a
time,
pickle
perhaps.
slicer.
For now, we
And
need to focus on
I was
stopping
like, "Oh my
any
God, are you
further
okay?"
incursions from the
Like,
portal.
you know, like what what
Understood.
happened?
We'll take
He
care
was
of it.
like, I'm okay, I'm fine. She got fired too. He's just like, wow, that. Thank you. That's a horrible misogynistic joke. Thank you, Walter.
Well, you know,
I put the video I was talking about in Spammy Hard.
just you know what? Just change it to they them got fired too.
They them.
Yeah, he got fired too.
Yeah. Bam, now the husband's bisexual and the other guy is either gay or bisexual, so you win leftist points.
Yeah, you win leftist diversity brownie social justice points. I'm trying to
Yeah.
think of as many buzzwords as I can put in a fucking sentence.
Yeah, but now your new social justice challenge is to go ruin a painting.
Okay, well,
No,
listen,
it's
you
to be
you
paid
better
by.
be.
It's
I
to
was gonna
be
say.
part of a psyop to
Yeah.
ruin a paint, quote unquote ruin, because there's glass in front of it, obviously. But
Listen, if I'm gonna ruin a painting, at least give me the oil money first.
yeah, like Jesus Christ, man.
Oil paintings need to stop. Dinosaurs died.
Paradise.
Pair of dice.
Pair of
California.
Yeah, much. I forgot that would be like semi-local for you.
Like, I'm not from SoCal originally, but having been around for like 5 years now and met people from all over, it's just like, alright, nope, I totally get it. Every stereotype is true.
They're all
So I
true.
should stereotype people.
Yep.
They're true?
Very sweet. Can't stand them.
I forgot about. I've watched this video a couple times. It's like I forgot. My wife was in the bathroom, so I just thought I would go to the sink.
Turned on the dispo, like, okay, first off,
No,
I
it's
love-
not even.
Let me break this. Like, where is this? Okay, I don't know about you, but in every kitchen I've ever been in, switch to the disposal is like not in an easy arm's reach for some reason. Like you guys.
I mean, I feel like you want it to not be accidentally activated.
Exactly right. So like, how did you manage that?
It's
Yeah.
close to the sink, but far enough away where you have to commit to go.
At most,
Turning
I have
it
seen
on.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
second of all, kitchen sinks are usually like deeper, right? Even if they're not, you know, all fancy. Usually they're kind of, I don't know, large, right?
At most, I've seen them like under the actual basin of the sink.
Yeah.
So-
like, I guess I'm just saying, like, how big is your dick to avoid this problem?
I know, right?
Also,
I meant specifically the trash, the garbage disposal thing, but yeah.
yeah, and I just want to make the note, right? Garbage disposals. I had never seen one in real life before going to Holly's house.
Yeah, and ours doesn't even work.
Yeah. Garbage disposals are something I saw in Futurama before real life.
Yeah.
You saw an episode of Flintstones as you're a kid, and you're like, so that's what it's like in other countries.
Y'all have cars here?
Oh, did I tell you all about the local neighborhood gangs of youths on
The
electric
Utes.
bikes?
Ow.
No.
Some youths. Yes, I was at the grocery store the other. Like, I don't really care. Like, I thought this was funny. I'm just putting my groceries in my car, and then like a group of like 9 kids, all on 4 bicycles. You know, so obviously there's, you know, something's not adding up here. But they drive by, they just drive through this parking lot, honking their horns repeatedly really loud. I'm just like, is this just what your kids are doing these days? Just forming your own biker gangs now?
Gotta get them started young.
Where are you, Hell's
Yeah.
Rascals?
Hell's rascals.
Hell's cherubs.
Hex cherubs.
Hex cherubs, yeah.
In all seriousness, though, I don't blame them, because what the fuck else are you gonna do on Thursday night?
Yeah, I feel that.
Why is that
There's
guy
not
not
a lot
dead?
to do here either, so like
What are you
forming
gonna do?
gangs sound like about as much of a fucking
Movement
plan
super.
as we have otherwise.
I don't like that I had to use that there.
I guess we're just, you know. I
No,
still
whenever I
think
hear
they're, like,
electric scooters, I always think about nearly getting run over every day at college when they added the e-bikes.
Yeah. I think my college actually, like after I left, implemented like you can't bike or like ride skateboards or anything on campus. It was like it just started becoming a problem for similar reasons.
Well, For some reason, people on skateboards going faster than the walking speed on a walkway are like, I have right of way, and it's like, you declared that. It's not how it works.
That's
like going at a red light. The light is green for me and me only.
Yeah. This is like
That's
kind
light
of
work.
tangential, but it is related because of the whole like bikes and electric devices on college campuses. When I was in university, I remember seeing a guy in the
Fucking
dead
hell.
of winter wearing fucking shorts, a t-shirt, and sandals on a hoverboard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I would want to note that that is winter in Ontario next to one of the Great Lakes. So
Yes. Cold and windy.
yeah,
Sounds awful.
probably was for him.
I would imagine it was.
Yeah, my favorite thing, or my one quirky thing besides the people I saw occasionally in unicycles was one guy on a longboard with a paddle. He was
That's
just
awesome.
he was just like paddling along on a longboard skateboard.
This is probably gonna be my last try for tonight. I'm like, I'm dying to like second room. Which like yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
arc resists on anymore, but ew.
Oh, bad
Maybe-
gamer.
Maybe that person was just trying to live out their like childhood dream of being a gondola driver in Venice.
Maybe.
I mean, hell, I would do that if it paid the bills and like.
It probably
Yeah.
doesn't.
No, almost certainly not.
Nothing
I don't
pays
know,
the bills anymore.
Yeah. Lamau, imagine being able to afford to pay the bills.
Yeah.
Paying the bills in this economy?
The fair.
You need to be
Lay sigh.
The sigh.
Ollie, what did we say about using those words?
We said that I should use them frequently and too much.
Use them more often and say it more obnoxiously. What were you saying?
You know what? Sure, that's what we were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This fight's an interesting fight as a solo GM, the defend room and Devil's Lair.
It's I do enjoy hiding behind a tanker.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I took away from Master Daughters. It was like, man, this is fun when they don't die in one cycle each.
Yeah. No, I said I think I said so like during I think it was during it might have even been I think it was during the run where we killed them. Daughters is a good encounter.
Yeah, I do think Master King's Hall definitely helped, minus the occasional extra champion, like really pushing the D2 version of King's Wall. But like, yeah, most of these fights are fun when you don't like completely obliterate everything in 3 seconds again.
Yeah. I don't know, I think specifically I like that the dance you have to do with the champions, right? Because it's daughters, you gotta do everything as fast as possible. But if you want ammo, you gotta finish the champions. So you can't just mindlessly shoot them until they're dead. And then doing that plus challenge, you get 2 people on Aeons having to coordinate who gets what finishers.
Yeah.
Or more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, new solution, everybody on Aeons.
Huh.
So, oh wait, do I have the wrong finders on?
Mm.
L.
I had the wrong finders on earlier on Titan. I was like, why am I not getting enough ammo?
My bitch finds it. Cannot find bitches.
How many kills do I have on Quicksilver Storm?
Yo, I found Jonathan Gundam.
Holy shit, John Gundam.
Owner of Gun to Me.
Yeah, creator of Gundam of the series Gundam,
Wow.
Mobile Suit Gundam, the hit anime from 1979.
It's the John F. Gundam.
Yeah.
This isn't relevant in the slightest. I just think it's funny. Y'all hear about the fact that the meta Facebook legs were fake?
Oh yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. What was it? Motion
like,
captured
And
and.
like legs are coming, and then it was like mocap, and it's like in order to best show what the new or what the new legs would look like, we had to.
We
had to
didn't use
illustrate
them.
We had to illustrate them in mocap.
God, oh meta. It's money can
Very
buy a lot, but
comedically
money can't buy sense.
Yeah.
Is there a heavy brick in here somewhere? I don't think there is, which means
They were talking
grenades.
They were talking about it on Stephen Colbert, but it was like there is stuff in meta right now that they're just calling like MMH casts, which stands for Make Mark Happy.
Make the Zuck happy.
Suck him off.
Please do not say suck him off again.
Zuck him off.
Suck
Suck
him
him
off.
off.
Okay, I have to actually be kind of careful with this room now that I have bad wrong resists on. Wait, where are the enemies? Where?
Yeah,
Okay, they
this
must have all
overload's a
died
lot
actually.
Easier with surge detonators.
It sure is.
Arc overload storm grenades kind of do stuff, huh?
Okay.
For some
This
reason
is this is the room I keep getting stuck in. So I'm gonna peek out here. Gonna throw a thing in there.
Woo! Okay. Uh-oh.
You bitch. We really are just kind of crushing this team.
That Gundam game is just really fun. And watching a few different people play it.
I like it. I
overall.
like it overall. My biggest issue is things like no join-in-progress matchmaking and being punished for leaving a game early.
Quitter penalties in the casual mode. Never heard that one before.
Yeah, all of this is in the casual mode, by the way.
Annoying.
Yeah, it's like probably the worst parts of it. The game isn't like melee characters are a little
Come on.
more OP than everyone else, but
Barbados.
oh, Barbados jump scare.
It seems like, from everything I've seen, it seems like the one, or like maybe not the best, but like one of the more fun games to do this style of like mech combat stuff.
Yeah,
and
it
more accessible one.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw like the
satis-
idea of a Gundam hero shooter, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, it satisfies my desire to run around piloting a giant mech and shooting other giant mechs.
I'm trying to die here by doing that.
And it also satisfies the minor itch to play Overwatch that I occasionally get.
Without
and
playing
I can
Overwatch.
Yeah, without actually suffering via playing Overwatch.
I can't wait for them to sell Overwatch 1 Classic.
Yeah.
I am gonna cry if they ever sell Overwatch Classic and it's just Overwatch 1 again. It's like the
Well,
OG.
sure, are you ever gonna serve
Overwatch.
Blizzard Employees Anonymous? And like,
You should.
That'd be a fun website.
Be a lot of sexual assault allegations, apparently.
Yeah.
There sure would be.
Oh yeah. Assault, harassment, etc.
There would be at least one post about someone's breast milk getting stolen.
cool and good.
Very normal things going on at ActiBliz.
Yeah.
Right. What the, like, I mean, I already know the answer, so this is a rhetorical question, because every time I hear about, scenarios like this, I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with men?
I
Like,
know,
at what-
right?
At what point did any of these things seem like an acceptable behavior? Like,
Honestly, I
Why
don't
are men
know.
okay? Are men okay? And the answer is no.
no. For some, I don't, I really want to know, which motherfucker in history was responsible back in, the 17 or 1800s for, this whole patriarchy and everything. Like, women belong in the kitchen and men should do it, and this whole thing. It's that,
Yeah.
I mean,
someone started
It's like
this shit.
so
and
much
it's their
shit.
fault.
I mean, I would quite literally blame, like, the fucking founding fathers, and then nobody addressed it until women were like,
It
It's
was
not a-
already kind of.
I was gonna say, it's not a phenomenon unique to
No, it's like
Western
it's,
civilization.
Yeah,
there heavy
it's
back here?
it's most prevalent there, but it's
that's
generally.
I do not know, like, I agree with you, I do not know enough about the way other Eastern civilizations developed to start, piecing together an argument.
Yeah, and that's fair.
Because it would be like, obviously, at least with us, it would be like, yeah, you talk about women's suffrage and maybe correlate that with the rise of the labor movement,
Yeah,
because those
Because
are
those things-
correlated.
yeah, those things go very hand in hand. Like I am going to for example, there are a lot of things to criticize about the USSR and everything, but they were they had very strong women's rights things way before a lot of other countries did.
Uh-oh, we're nearing 2 a.m. It's time for Holly
Yeah,
to
I
praise
mean,
the USSR.
Yeah, I have to
Look at that time
I have to
again.
take my schizophrenia meds before I
Oh
start.
jeez, look at the time.
Before I start screaming about Stalin being actually an amazing man or some shit that I definitely do.
It's time for the ghost of Stalin to claim another innocent soul.
I really want to
Always renting
repurpose-
out their body at 2 a.m. Be like,
Yes.
hey Joe, you want to run around a little bit longer?
There's so many scenarios just like this one where I really want to repurpose old Animaniac scenes, and I really wish I were far more talented with video editing than I was.
I feel that.
Oh, it's that time again, and then oh, what? Time to put cucumbers in our ears? No, time to sing the praises of the USSR.
That's pretty good.
But out of all of them, which would be the most likely to praise the USSR?
Definitely,
Wacko.
Wacko, yeah.
Here we are again, cleaning up another of Clovis.
I'm pretty
Blade's
sure they have a
messes.
skit about that,
I'm sure
actually.
wherever he
Probably.
was,
I would not
I'm
be
pretty
surprised.
sure.
This is here in the first place. The darkness told him to build the portal. It's his fault the Vex invaded. His fault
hey,
so
a
many
lightning
people
Or I don't know,
died.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and
I
go
did
Dot.
everything I could to help. It still wasn't
Dot out of nowhere.
There's no
Dot
Dot out of
Dot.
nowhere. It'd be like,
any amount
I
of
think
help
Stalin's
is
pretty
fine.
good.
Far
You
more
know,
than
Sorry
most.
about the murder.
No,
but,
he
like,
does have some. He did have some issues, but he did really help industrialize the nation and make it a global superpower.
More heavy, Jesus Christ. Can I hope I get these drops in the boss room. Ow. I hope I don't die.
No, after World War II. But yeah, the correct answer is actually probably Wacko or Yakko.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's just with
Next
the
time I see
grenades
Rob
me.
Paulson, if I see Rob Paulson at a convention, I'd be like, which one of the Animaniacs do you think?
would
Who would-
most likely have supported the USSR.
Who would do it ironically and who would do it seriously?
Do it unironically, yeah.
Please answer my
Pinky.
question.
Yeah, actually, okay, then there's Pinky. So Pinky would be like...
Pinky would
be
inadvertently
like...
be promoted to chancellor or whatever the fuck.
Pinky would be like, Stalin failed, I shall. And
Now
then-
this is when I have to expose myself and say that I've never watched Animaniacs, so I can only assume you're talking about Pinky in the Brain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've barely watched it. so you're not too far.
I mean, it was like 10 years approximately before any of your time, so.
Yeah, like it literally aired before I was
Yeah,
born.
for me, it was like I saw reruns. Like that's how
Basically,
I encountered it.
Reruns and people nostalgia jerking it online.
Granted, the reboot actually ended up pretty good, which was surprising.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
And that it's just pretty faithful, which is surprising.
Yeah.
By the way, for the people who've done Devil Slayer, anything I should know about the boss room? Go hide
I
in
mean,
the door on the left.
yeah, safety room.
Don't die.
Arc grenades. Be patient about it. And I wouldn't bother trying to Thunder Crash the boss unless he's right outside the room.
Yeah.
But if you can, it's a good extra chunk of damage to speed the fight up.
Remember to power up your grenades. With your thingies.
I don't know if I can use my thingy to power up a grenade.
You can. Your thruster will power it up as part of inmost light.
I will thrust.
Use the
Thrust your
boost to get
thingy.
through.
I will thrust my thingy, okay, and it will power up a
Don't get
grenade.
hit by the tank or snipe.
Speaking of tanks, I like that there is just a mobile suit called Gun Tank, and it
Oh,
is
goodbye, Overload.
a gun tank.
I actually can't peek that.
It is an aggressively 70s Gundam design.
It's
Like,
it's a torso on a pair of treads.
yeah, it's a torso on a pair of treads with 2 cannons sticking out the top of it,
Yeah,
and 2 arms that are
I was
guns.
being too aggressive there.
Like, I have it up on the screen share if you happen to care.
That's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna go to bed.
Alright.
That's fair.
Or at least drop VC and I don't know, fucking do something else.
You can watch me die to the first Overload in Glassway again.
This is the This is the objectively best mobile suit design in the entire Gundam franchise, by the way.
Anyways, good night, everybody.
Good night, Tri-State area.
Boom. Oh yeah, there's also
Brazil
just
only.
this guy, who is like a grandpa-looking motherfucker.
Wow. I was gonna say that's like the most plain like.
Yeah. I honestly kind of like it. He also has the beard, that white beard, the guy who is in the One Piece is real meme
Yeah.
has.
More like white mustache, am I right, gamers?
God.
Heyo, gamer.
Can't wait to. That's how I'm gonna introduce myself on Monday. What's poppin', gamers?
Let's see.
And
Can
then
I find a
you'll
safer work
immediately
the
be
One
fired.
Piece is real gif?
Probably not.
Okay, yeah, I found one. I could send one of my videos, but they feature, like, full-on nudity, so... When I say one of my videos, it sounds like I'm talking about a video that I made of myself or some shit like that.
Palace has
I
announced
mean
the
one
death of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II.
I have to find that one, actually. It's just breaking news.
Oh, how... How am I doing? Hope I never know. Because I sure don't.
Trying.
He
Yeah, there it is. Actually, I have to watch this before I send it because I don't want to accidentally send something to just someone's fucking video. I can't remember how safe this video is, actually.
Play the Gundam.
Play the Gundam.
Yeah, I
Now.
can't send that. I'm glad I watched this before I sent it.
Whoop. Whoop.
I don't think Shock would appreciate a penis in the meme channel.
See, the trick, right?
Probably not.
The trick is to send it after he's gone to bed and delete it before he wakes up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't be toxic. by Britney Spears. But I can be Genji.
I'm not gonna say it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't think. Don't say it. Don't think it.
Yo!
It don't matter. None of this matters.
Like, this motherfucker is Genji.
I'm just
Pull
gonna
the
say
heavy
the way you're
shanks out of
holding
me.
your hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the character I was watching people play, and I'm like, yeah, this seems fun. Seems good.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I will also say, like, this map is not actually an example of it. This is a good example of what I mean, but one of my, like, small thematic, like, stylistic complaints is the maps just feel like hero shooter maps and don't give you a good scale for how big the mobile suits actually are. This is one of the exceptions. Because this is like
Yeah, I
a
think
fucking
so.
real-ass road.
Yeah. That is something that's kind of lost from the first-person perspective. Just like,
Yeah, it's hard to do that kind of thing.
I think that's always been a problem of like the mech. Like really any game is like, well, if we're making characters with these cool animations, do we want to show those off? You know, because like, I think like part of the fun of Gundam is seeing robots, right? And, like,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I hate this heavy shank. I'm about to switch back to a solar bow just to break its shield.
Like, I literally started watching Gundam because I was like, cool robot.
You could also recraft with adaptive munitions.
I suppose.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh, you piece of shit barrier.
I think adaptive munitions is one of those like currently underappreciated perks. Like, I know it's not the best thing, but like,
Adaptive munitions is kind of like... It's either, like, the best or, like, pointless.
Yeah, it's pretty hit or miss.
I guess it's just in other scenarios I've used it. I've been like, alright, that's to say like a noticeable and like good difference between doing that without, you know, doing that without that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I don't even know if Thunder Crash would break this. It's unfortunate.
Probably not. I think your grenades deal more damage anyway, provided it hits.
Got it. I might have noticed that there was a heavy brick on the ground.
Did you just say that their eggs scrambled?
No, they said my controls are scrambled.
Oh.
My eggs are scrambled.
That objectively
personal
has a
at all,
different
right?
meaning if you, I don't know. It has a different meaning than in this context, I feel like.
Yeah.
Why did I move that way? Why did I move that way?
The good thing about you hate to see that type of thing happen.
Yeah.
No, rocket scoop missed. No, the bear. No.
I mean, it was good timing, because I fucking died.
This part's definitely more annoying without double arc on because we're back to the days of getting two-shot by a Vandal.
Yeah.
Fun.
Or at least it's not one shot. Okay, hey, you can actually stay right here, yeah. That's pretty good.
This homie's got some bad.
Oh, okay, bye, barrier.
This guy puts the mobile in mobile suit.
Yeah, it's full health. See, this is why I like having primary options for killing the barriers. Because sometimes you just gotta kill them like 3 times. That's just how it is.
You know, since there's a new Gundam anime airing, that started airing like a couple fucking weeks ago now, they really missed the opportunity to promote it and this game by just like putting some of the fucking mobile suits from
Isn't
it in it.
cool?
I don't know why I did that.
I go where I want.
This is
I don't
a
know how I didn't
beach.
die there. I'm not at the beach. This is a bathtub.
Whatever. Yeah, that took a good bit longer, but a lot of that was the heavy shank in the barrier, so... I think, although I am gonna go to bed after this attempt, I will put adaptive munitions on under your skin.
Ah.
Okay, that's a full heavy brick, but... if I can grab that later, that could be really good, so...
I really want to make an edit to the fucking "Don't want pieces real" memes, but it features the Turn A Gundam, which is the one with the fucking fucking mustache man.
Yeah. Alright.
Partially also because the location of the cockpit is literally, it is a literal cockpit.
You know what to do.
Oh god.
It's amazing.
Ooh, I hope I haven't messed this up. Although, actually, I wouldn't mind the Overload getting really mad and rushing me up here. Oh, okay.
In the future, Mega Warfare is decided by who can kick who in the dick first.
I mean, if you look at the fucking one in the image I sent in Spammy Hard, on the dude's crotch, the round yellow part is the cockpit.
You son of a bitch.
It is the cock and the pit.
Like the cylinder in the center there?
Yeah, the yellow part specifically, to my knowledge.
Sir,
At least that's how it
belly
is in
button
the
controls.
Oh, epic.
Okay, that is a way to kill a champion. I'm really
just
glad that
fucking
these champions are being unusually passive right now, because if they decided to just rush me, like, that's it. And I would like to prep some grenades so I can save
I
my
got
super.
stunned directly over a pit.
Prep.
I am a pro gamer.
Rockets loaded. Ow, ow, ow. Ow. Balls. Fucking nuts. That was just really bad. Like, fucking dad was firing at me. And then
Can't
the
believe your dad would
overload...
shoot.
Me neither.
Yeah, that was just
He's
all
such a
bad.
cool guy.
The fucking baby was inside... Sorry. The overload was inside baby's shield.
Baby's first shield.
Hi, Bonbon. Right, let's put... Fucking...
Oh, that's bullshit. I repaired him.
Let's go put adaptive on under your skin so that that heavy shank doesn't take 3 minutes to kill.
The hell should I do with my knight?
Maybe I'll do one more attempt. Get to that nice 22.
Maybe I'll watch Black Lagoon.
Oh man.
Oh, you should watch Gundam instead.
I've never actually, like, watched any of the Gundams regularly.
There's a lot.
No, there are, like, as I saw a few on, like, when I was younger on, Toonami or whatever the hell they were on.
Yeah.
That was, like, I think the ones I've seen are G Gundam. And,
G Gundam's really weird.
It is weird, but I liked it.
Fair. Gundam Wing is
Gundam.
pretty good.
Gundam.
Gundam Wing is, like, the good one, or, like, the one everybody really likes.
It's... At bare minimum, it's, like, good enough, and, like, not... And isn't quite as aged as, the original one is. Because I like the original one, but also keep in mind, it's an anime from 1979 that was used to sell toys.
Yeah.
Just
So,
like
you know,
Transformers, it exists
Yeah.
to sell toys.
I have to send. Oh God.
Everything
see
else
if I
that
can
happened
find
is just a happy accident.
Yep.
I have seen some scenes from whatever the latest one is. The
Oh yeah, Witch from Mercury. It's
Yeah.
really good.
Last
Yeah.
try.
It's very gay.
that too. That's okay.
I think it's rad. Come on. Oh yeah, there's the scene. I just posted it in Spam Me Hard. It is one of my favorite clips from Gundam 79. It just looks so goofy. It looks like it literally looks like it was from like the old 80s Transformers shit.
We're not
Oh,
speaking
yeah.
That's
of
why
the
it's so
moment,
good.
right? You can call me
I think I know
Elizabeth
which one you're talking
or
about.
Elizabeth.
God damn it, why does it sometimes do this?
Oh, hey, look, a group going into Glassway.
Push.
But I prefer Ghost.
You know what? Phase underscore
what's our
Vandal,
plan?
I hope that
Despite
your
our best
group
efforts, the Vex gate
beats
within
the
remains
Glassway on
active
this
thanks to
attempt.
Eris. Destroying it
Yeah, I
places
hope the
us a
group
vital link to the Vex.
goes away with the
A
glass.
story for another time, perhaps. For now,
They go the way of the
focus
glass
on
and
stopping any further
shatter,
incursions
I
from the
guess.
portal.
Understood.
Yeah, they shatter
We'll
the
take care
glass
of
way.
I didn't re-equip. I mean, I could have kept Strident Whistle on, really, but
I still want us to go through the big Vex portal.
Me
see,
too. I
that
wanna.
would lead directly to the Vex home world and/or system.
Yeah.
I know.
That's a bad idea.
I know.
Yeah, but it'd be cool.
But I want to blow it up.
I also like, from what I've seen of it and from recommendations, Iron Blooded Orphans is a good Gundam series.
I've watched like 2 episodes of it. It seemed
Yeah.
good, I guess.
Yeah, we watched 3 episodes together. I am
Yeah.
literally always down to watch more, by the way.
I know.
And if you don't want to watch it, I will. I will just
trying
keep
to-
watching it on my own.
I'm trying to find something new to watch.
My
besides
favorite-
usual seasonal stuff.
Yeah, fair. My favorite, like, weird thing relating to Iron Blooded Orphans is that one of the seats of one of the world governments is in.
Oh yeah. Is it like
fucking-
Winnipeg or something?
No, it's in fucking Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh yeah.
Yes. It's the only place that wasn't ravaged by the great tidal catastrophes.
Now, honestly, it is the scariest thing imaginable having Alberta become important.
I know, right? I don't want to imagine Alberta being important.
I don't think Alberta wants to imagine
No, I think they want to imagine themselves as more important than they actually are.
Alberta doesn't. Alberta wants to pull a Texas, apparently.
Yeah.
Or did, and I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah, there was Wexit, which was West Exit, which was a weird push by primarily Alberta to secede from Canada.
Yeah.
that. I was gonna say, Wexit sounds like a weird medical condition you have that, like, involves discomfort and your ass or something.
Yeah. It sounds like mishearing a child saying Brexit, but like Wexit.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wexit.
I guess I just...
Also, like, it's Alberta. Like, they're not gonna survive outside of, like, a larger country unless they radically, like, I don't want to even try to sound like I'm being mean to Alberta. I just don't think its economy could sustain itself as a singular nation.
Probably not.
It's like all of the U.S. states that want to secede. They could not sustain themselves as a singular country. Or like how occasionally I see pushes for like,
So dumb.
I'm gonna do the thing I hate and call everything north of New York City upstate New York, because that's what everyone not from New York calls it.
It's like the people that want to separate the Californias. And it's like, well, if you do that, that just fucks up a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like, okay, like sure, maybe that would be technically good for some parts of the state, but it would functionally mean that, like, it would completely obliterate the already kind of not great economy. I just jumped off the edge. Already kind of not great economy of central, upstate, and western New York.
I'm from Utica, and I've never heard the term.
I'm from Utica, and I've never heard of great steam times. Utica being name dropped in that thing was a very weird thing for me when I first heard it, because, like, who the fuck mentions, like, alright, who the fuck, like, brings that sort of stuff, like, that sort of city up,
I don't know.
like, anywhere else?
I
Weird
don't know if I've ever had Nova Scotia. I don't know if I've
feel like
ever
there
seen
was
it
one
brought
thing.
up in. Like, there was probably one thing. But I honestly, like, do not remember. No, stop hurting me.
It's okay, maybe they'll film
Bye.
the secret 30 days of night in Nova Scotia.
What? Oh no, Trailer Park Boys. That's like the thing
Yeah.
that Nova Scotia has created.
Yeah, and wasn't it also, like...
Oh wait,
around
and Hobo with a Shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
How can we forget the cultural
How-
icon?
Yeah, the cultural
It is
touchstone.
Hobo with a shotgun.
Everyone remembers Hobo with a
It's
Shotgun.
the Citizen Kane of
Of
Nova
hobos
Scotia.
with shotguns.
Shotguns.
You know, everyone. I've never watched either of them, by the way.
Oh, me either.
Like,
Trailer
I got
Park Boys
nothing.
has its moments.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it extensively, but like I've seen a couple episodes, and I'm like, I see why this appeals to certain people. I'm gonna pay you $100 to fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that's relatable.
I feel that, man. What is
Yeah.
this? An animation.
I have one grenade.
Oh, I can deploy the Unicorn Gundam for my MVP shot. Cool.
No, turquoise.
Love turquoise.
Tastes like turquoise.
Mmm.
Tastes like Freon seeds.
I don't like doing this normally, but okay, we're gonna do it.
Hey, look,
Hiya!
it's interesting. It's like defaulted to that.
If only if only the grenade reload was affected by reload speed increases, but they learned. They learned from Izanagi's.
I'm sorry, are they telling me to try to get critical kills with gun tank? Like, it's technically possible, but Lamau.
Is that 3 heavy bricks on the ground? Jesus Christ. Alright, this next room is about to... there's 4. Okay.
Hail right, right?
This next room is about to experience death.
Death.
4 heavy bricks is more than my entire reserves, so I can
Your Honor?
use literally everything.
League of Legends.
Death.
I forgot to queue.
Your Honor, I forgot to queue. Death.
Death.
Ah, good. The dude is already...
That's so fucked up that I was just clicking on that server and that happened immediately.
Can you die? There's another heavy brick!
What triggered that though? Oh, the WoW. time to be toxic.
That's not gonna hit. Kinda hit.
Yeah, like also the starting areas, you kind of see some details that show the kind of scale, because like that's made for humans for sure. And, like that's just where one would be. But then like you get out here and it's like, oh, this is just a shooter map.
I know I've mentioned this to you, Holly, but one thing they could do, which would be, you know, I don't know if it's something that's gonna happen, but something you see a lot in, or at least, I'm gonna retract that statement. I haven't watched any Gundam. Well, haven't watched near enough. I would have to imagine, though it probably depends on the series, there's a lot of, like, infantry fighting, and it's like, whoa, the Gundams come out.
Yeah, there is a bit of that in some of the seasons.
Yeah, like, I know the one fight that we saw in Iron-Blooded Orphans, that was a thing, right? It was like, people are fighting in, like, smaller ones, and it's, the big Gundams come out.
Yeah.
And that's, like, the big moment.
Yeah, because, like, for example, this guy I'm following right now, this Gundam is 18 meters tall. Like, you can't, and that's like almost 60 feet tall. I am going to just...
But, so the point behind that being, they could kind of riff on MOBAs a bit, and just have, like, pointless, really easily killed dudes spawning in. You know, you could even, like, or I guess, like, Titanfall did that as well.
I also think this is a bit of a tangent. I think it's very interesting that you are the like second or so person independently that I heard make that same suggestion.
I mean, I think, I mean, honestly, Titanfall is the more apt reference to make for it.
Yeah, big mech combat.
Although with Titanfall, there's the pilots, so that also gives scale.
Yeah.
But, yeah, just spawning little dudes that don't really do much, but they shoot at you and technically deal damage.
Yeah. Like,
those... just doing that would give, like, a big sense of scale.
I'm sure wherever he
yeah, and, like, tanks are used in several Gundam series from what I've seen, like, real-ass tanks, so
yeah,
it's not like there's not a precedent.
Yeah, and, like, when you think about it, of course they would be. Gundams aren't,
it is a war.
like, magic. If you shoot them with a really big explosion, it's gonna hurt the Gundam.
Yeah, I mean, you have, like, the fucking, like, unobtainium bullshit that's
Gundanium.
just like, oh, our plot armor. Yeah, Gundanium. That is a thing in fucking Wing.
Which was the Gundam that was, like, all CGI, and they were, like, chibi?
I do not know.
Oh, Gundam SD.
Yeah.
Those are, something for sure.
That was a weird series.
Yeah.
But, fucking, like, that'd be good. I think
I
it'd be
agree.
good.
I kind of agree, honestly. And, like, I also think there's not necessarily anything wrong with, like, taking it at least mildly out of the universe to make it a better game. And when I say the universe, that implies there is a standard universe of the Gundam world, because Lamau, no, there isn't.
That Overlord just walked off the ledge! The storm grenade wasn't even on top of it, the storm grenade was over here. That overload was just like, alright, bye. I don't like this whole jolt deal, I'm leaving.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like,
Guy took the
I'm
sewer
gonna send an
slime.
image in spam that's like kind of out of date because it's because it was made in like 2017 or 2018, I think. But it shows a large portion of the extant Gundam timelines. And boy howdy, there's a lot. It's like kind of hard to say there's like a standardized canon, unless you're talking about specific timelines.
Chat,
like-
I just want to say, chat, I hope you're enjoying this in-depth Gundam talk.
Yeah, I could go into the lore of Gundam too,
no.
and make people miserable. I could talk about how to some people it's called the 1 Year War, but to others it's called the Xeon War of Independence.
Something
Oh, yeah,
cool to
there's
me
also
about
some-
wars just being, like, named by their length.
Yeah, I mean, I literally have a war in my D&D world called the Century War.
Yeah, I think in Half-Life 2, the Combine taking over the Earth is referred to as, like, the 56-minute war or something.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that before.
It's some, like, very short duration for a war.
Yeah, it is the... This shouldn't actually have been a time... more than just, like, a single battle, basically. Hell, it was shorter than some battles. Oh, goodbye, world.
Yeah, I think stuff like that's cool.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's sent. Oh yeah, there's also some weird shit with, like, merging timelines, but...
That's a
That's-
heavy brick.
It's weird. I don't know, Gundam's a toy franchise, and it's cool as hell.
Is Transformers just Western Gundam?
Sort of, yeah. I mean, a lot of, mobile suits in the franchise do have transforming capabilities, so...
Transformers!
More than reach the yard.
Transformers!
No, they're not like an alien species made of robots. They are
That is
a
true.
creation by humanity, and I know that,
I sometimes forget that Transformers are aliens.
yeah, me too.
This
Gundam
alien that
generally
turns
doesn't
into a
have-
Ford F-150.
Yeah, Gundam generally doesn't have aliens. I think there is like 1 or 2 series that
Wow,
do,
dying
but
to that
that
overload would have
is
sucked.
a very minimal amount.
Mm-hmm.
You know, given it's been going for 43 years or so,
Oh.
or so,
It's been going for 43
suddenly-
years or so.
I suddenly became Sean Connery.
Oh, thank you, Arc Grenade. You
I
saved me.
wonder if the image is actually gonna send. I don't think it actually did. Cool. There, I'm trying to send it now.
Oh, great
Balls.
hallway of dicks.
It is just eating the image. Okay.
No image.
I do not know what is going on with it. Ah, spawn camping.
Fun.
Oh yeah, we're definitely not fucking winning this.
Also, like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure what Cool Guy was talking about with the, like, bootleg adaptive munitions with the rockets. Like, I know that it's not something literal that he was talking about. More just, hey, these do a lot of damage,
Well.
and so can kind of punch through shields. Like, I don't know, I feel like they don't do especially well. Why are there so many of these? I have made it
I'm just...
about 3 overloads into the boss room.
Like, there is not a point to trying to do anything there. We were being horribly, dominated, and the, enemy team was just outside our spawn using their ultimates.
Hmm.
So I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep looking for the,
Can't peek anymore.
keep
Yay.
looking for the image and try to actually get it to send. Yeah, mobile fighter G. Wait, there's multiple builders seasons? What? Okay, or timelines? What the fuck? Ugh. This might have the photo I'm looking for.
Just want to kill the vandals.
Yes, I know what UC is. I know what Future Century, after Colony, after War. Please just give me a photo showing all of these, please. Fuck.
You know that I'm aware that the Lightfall or the rocket from Quicksilver Storm is arc. I don't really see how that's relevant right now, I'm gonna be honest.
You know what? This is probably the closest. Like, there's some other shit with the thing I'm sending, but I feel like that should give you a sense of
No,
how
I gotta let that barrier do its
innate
thing.
standardized canon there is.
Where are those vandals? There's one back there. There's one.
Also, yes,
There is a vandal up there.
the AD Anno Domini timeline is literally fucking our timeline, like our reality. Like, what the fuck? Ah,
Let's try
dank
the other
green
side.
kush.
I need to get rid of those vandals at the back, or I'm never going to be able to peek this servitor for long enough to actually kill it.
That more gives like an example of like what series happened when, series, movie, OVA, etc. But
Oh, now it's moving to the back.
let me be the Sazabi.
Okay, I think we're down to... Okay, it's the servitor, and there was a heavy brick here this whole time. Hey. Dodge.
Wait, what the fuck is this shit? I'm sorry, what is this? Universal Century timeline. Jurassic Park. Okay.
Alright, time to die to the first wave over. There was 3! Whatever. Time to...
Jurassic Park.
Time to die to the first set of overloads, probably. Because I'm tired.
Is Jurassic Park part of the Gundam universe?
I hope.
Can be.
I want it to be. I have no idea what, like, all is going on in this. Like, it's clearly partially a meme, but I feel like
Garth.
I'm missing some context.
Okay, that's another heavy brick. Make sure I got grenades prepped. Just kill this guy with a bow.
Game.
Alright. Stun the overload to hopefully stagger them.
You know what to do.
Because getting 2 overloads at once is really hard to deal with.
Raggy.
Delay its ability to teleport. Okay, can you stay over there, baby?
This is probably gonna be death for me, but you know.
You already asked that question, I already answered it. Balls! Okay, I had to do it for that one. I think I can thank Void Resists there.
Yeah, alright.
I need to get my grenade back here.
Well, that happened.
Oh, I don't like this where's the overload game. I missed, I think. That's unfortunate. I'm going to bed. I'll just deafen. If you enjoyed, you can hit the like button. You want to know when I'm doing this again? I'll probably do it tomorrow. So, hit the subscribe button, join the Discord. If you want to be notified of when exactly that's happening, it's not going to be till late at night again. Because I work, but probably not as late because I don't have anything else to do after work. So, yeah, I'm gonna go to bed, and hopefully I can do this a little less tired tomorrow. I think I'm making good progress on, well, I don't know. I don't know that I can really say I'm making good progress. I do feel better with this loadout for bursting the overloads, though. Because what I do is I make sure Quicksilver is pre-swapped to grenades. Stun with the bow, because for whatever reason, overload arc grenades have been inconsistent with actually getting the champions to stun and stagger. Like, a lot of the times they'll, like, stun, technically, but they'll just get up right afterwards, and that's, you know, death. So, like, overload bow to stun them, toss a grenade, shoot a rocket, and then shoot off Quicksilver grenades as fast as possible. And that's usually enough burst damage to kill a champion before they can get up. At the very least, it gets them to finisher health, at which point I just do that. There were a couple times where I did live. Specifically thanks to having void resists on. So, although it adds a couple minutes onto each run, because I have to be a lot more careful leading up to the boss room. Although it adds time onto the run, I think keeping on double void's gonna be worth it. Although the barrier hobgoblins scare me. I don't know if they're gonna one-shot. I'll probably find out. Yeah. So, that's it. I'm gonna go to bed. Probably see you all tomorrow. I guess I'll pick this stuff up.
Let's see what we have here.
Oh yeah. Good night.